Local toad dance.
Princess Peach, hello, and Bulba Badger, welcome to the stream, Bulba Badger, happy time zone. Princess Peach, thank you so much for the tier 2. I gotta get some emotes in that tier 2. What emote should I put in there? Because I could just make some really deranged ones, but how's it going? Would you like a doodle, my friend? Thank you, excuse me. Excuse me. Thank you so much for that crazy support. Hello, nerd. Hello, friend. Welcome in. Welcome, everyone. Here we are on the shores of the sea. We're doing stuff. It will be back. I might actually try it again on Thursday. For those of you who don't know, I'm having some weird sleep, other issues, so I'm very sleepy, especially when you give advices. It will be back. This is not for Evs. I promise it's not. It's really not for Evs. Just figuring some stuff out right now. But I was thinking of trying it again on Thursday, depending on how me feels, but we'll see. You know what? We'll see. My weird little mug's gonna be back before you know it, friend. Festive frog doodle? Yes! Yes, Peach, how was the rest of your weekend? Hope it was good. Boba, hope you're super. Maud, I hope you're super. I do sometimes give advices, you know? Just one or two. Yes. One or two. And for those of you who have not seen this painting before, this is a mushroom skull being held by the Queen of Hearts, and we're going to paint TEEF today, and I'm super duper excited about it. How neat is that? You know what? I think that's pretty neat. Neat. All right, zippity doo 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 doo. Low key but good weekend. Heck yeah. I went to my nephew's first birthday party on Saturday. He got a nice big piece of cake that he smeared everywhere, and he seemed so happy. And he got some really cute clothes. Oh my gosh. My sister gave him, and my friend Leaf Sheeps gave him overalls. And I think overalls on little kids is just about the cutest thing on earth, so I completely lost my teeny tiny itty bitty little mind. Now it turns out that there wasn't much left to lose. Alright, here we go. Here's your puppy. Here's a little puppy sketch for Big Glitchery. Princess Peach. Yep. But yeah, happy Tuesday. I hope everyone had a wondrous weekend full of adventure and intrigue. But yeah, it was good. Hung out at my bro's house for my nephew's birthday party. Sunday, I don't actually remember what happened on Sunday. I think I just mostly kind of took it easy. Mostly I did a little bit of painting that day, but mostly I just took it easy. It was nice. 'Twas nice. Alright, so a festive frog. I think what we'll do is we're gonna have him in sort of a like a party, like he's dancing. This is how I dance, by the way. Is just sort of very flaily arms. Slow down, take it easy. And he's gonna have a party hat on, of course. Obviously, I love adding party hats onto animals. There we go. And then let's have him wearing a lei, because nothing says festive like a lei, you know? Especially if it's a bag of Lay's potato chips. Let's be honest here. Let's see. So it would be like that. And then This is what I look like when I dance, by the way. Just it's all leg and it's all shoulder. But yeah, thank you again for the level 2. That's super duper nice. I do need to get some emotes in there. You know what I could do is I could just add the Nazgulacorn as a full-blown emote. I wonder how that would read. Anyway, that's going to be one of my next projects. And here's his nostrils. His nostrils. Oh, this pen's dying a little bit. Do frogs have armpits? I don't actually know. I mean, they have to, right? I would think they would have to. Alright, so he's got spirit fingers. There we go. And then the other one's gonna go... I don't actually know if frogs have armpits, though. I don't know if I want to know that. But I kind of think they do. Obviously, they have knees. Grow up. Everyone knows that frogs have knees. Alright, zippity-doo-dah. Peach, thank you again. Here is your festive frog having the time of his life. Well, hi. The frog armpit is a great dive bar name. John Kelly Draws. Welcome in. I completely agree. And you know what they serve there? Frog legs. Frog legs. Peach, thank you again, friend. I super duper appreciate it. John Kelly Draws. Hope you're doing super, John. What's the hippity happity bippity boppity bee theirs? I hope you are doing super duper. As I said, friends, today we are working on a skull, and specifically we are working on the teethers. And look at all these little teeth. So busy now, so full of form and color. But yeah, I think today we're going to work on this Thursday. There's a couple of things I wanted to sort of do on Thursday. And let me know what you think. What would you guys like to see? One of them is I was kind of thinking of doing just a Lord of the Rings themed portrait with no sketch. Maybe Gandalf, because I like painting Gandalf. It'd be kind of fun to see if we could do it with no sketch. So that's one option. Another option is I do have a Pride and Prejudice sketch on a panel that I could also do on Thursday. From the 2005 version, obviously. Give me a break. That's the only... Well, I do like the BBC version too. Anyway, so that's another option. Another option is I could attempt an acrylic painting. I've been thinking about doing that for a while, just to see if we could get it as realistic as oil. I don't know. Something fun. Roadrunner! Hello, Roadrunner! Roadrunner! How's it going? Welcome in. Guys, if you don't know, Roadrunner, super cool streamer here on the Twitchiverse, roasts coffee here. So if you want to follow a really neat streamer and also get really good coffee, I can't wait to get me bag. But yeah, if you guys are not following Roadrunner, here is their Shopee link. If you want to check out some really cool beans. Cool beans! It works. It works on so many levels. Roadrunner, I'm glad you're going, or it's going good. You're going good. I can't talk. But yeah, so we're going to work on this. You know what's really neat is all of this completely dry and workable. Oh, yeah, that's dry. It's pretty sweet. So I can almost immediately do a second layer, which I won't. I'm probably going to wait until the whole thing is blockled in. This is called the H&R Blockhead stage. Where you're just sort of roughing in all of the shapes. It's a bit of a ruffian. Really. How delightful. Oh, how delightful, how smashing. We're going to be painting some teeth today. I am actually really excited. This painting has been a hoot so far. Night Skeptic, it's not always about the paints, Easel. It's about the Mets. Okay, Mets, let's hit a home run. Love the Mets. How delightful. Night Skeptic, Night Skeptic. Woo! How are you, friend? Happy Tuesday. I hope everyone had a great weekend. What'd y'all get up to? What'd y'all do? Oh, and Friday, I forgot to, wait, I can show you. So, my little nephew loves construction cars. He loves little toy cars and construction and things like that. Anyway, so we made him a construction themed cake. So it has like little it's like they're like making a little road and they're moving the dirt, and it was super duper fun to make. So there's it from the front. Let me actually turn that down a little bit so you're not blinded. But yeah, so there's the cake from the front. It was so cute.
I mean, that's pretty
neat. Practically magic. Boba, how you doing today, friend? I hope you're having a good day. Hugs to you, friend. But yeah, anyway, it was so much fun. We were like, but what if we added marshmallows? Anyway, we were going completely and utterly insane the entire night. So it was really fun. The client discovery calls with people who should never be clients. Oh my gosh, nightmare. Oh dear. No, wait. You mean Dolly Parton? Did Dolly Parton pass? No. Also, I'm going to bring the brightness up a little bit. Let's bring the saturation up a little bit as well. Is that the saturation? What is that? Yes, that's the saturation. There we go. That looks a little bit better. The contrast up. Ooh, that's wrong. Sorry, I'm trying to... No, Dolly Parton. Oh, come on. That's so... First Sam Neill, now Dolly? I hate that. Well, that's a bummer. That's a huge bummer. I hate to hear stuff like that. So many legends. It's just... Ugh. Poor Dolly. I love Dolly. Well, she's a legend and she will live on forever in our hearts. I know, it's so sad. Boo indeed. Boo, I agree. I second that, Night Skeptic. Boo. Seriously, first Sam Neill, now Dolly. It's like, oh gosh. I'm still getting over Ian Holm, if I'm being honest. Bilbo? I miss him. Christopher Lee? This needs to stop, honestly. If you don't like Dolly, how could you not like Dolly? Come on. She's such an incredible voice. Alright. I know. Breaking news! Hello, big glitchery. I know. I completely agree. Maggie Smith, no! I love Maggie Smith. I miss her. Big Glitchery, how you doing today? Dank Oreo, welcome in. Hope you're having a good day. Man, breaking news. Big Glitchery, how you doing? I hope you're super. Let's scraple our palette and get ready for some teeth. Sometimes my lips get stuck on my teeth. You think it looks weird, but I can't help it. Oh, my lips just get stuck on my teeth. Bigman, hello. How's it going today, Bigman? Happy Tuesday, friends. Welcome in, everyone. I just unlocked the blade on this. Let's not do that. Oh, it fell out. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's not have razor blades flying all over the room. Flying around up there. Bigman, how's it going? She's such a good crazy god tier at hiding skeletons. Doing fantastic getting this project work. Yes! Bigman, that's awesome. I'm so glad to hear it. Glad you're doing better. Glad work's going super. Yesterday I actually took a little day to just work on my big hyperrealism project. And the dress is really coming along. I'm super duper happy with it. I actually was going to post a reel about it, but it glitched and I had to delete it, so I'll do it later. Anyway, I'm so tired. I normally go back to sleep after feeding the dogs. I took them for a long walk, did responsible adult stuff, and I wanted an adult-sized nap. Man, I feel that in my soul. How is Angel at walking on the leash? Is she good at that? Cleaning before I go into my new place. Well, nice. Congrats on the new place. Or whinging about the price. Bail. Oh, yes. Night Skeptic. I actually just had a rather... what's the word? I don't want to get into it too much, but I had a not so great commission experience. So I won't get into it, but yeah, I understand. I'm going to be lurking in and out while I get ready for the day. I hope you have a super good day. Happy Tuesday indeed. Have happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Do 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 do. All right, also, I think I'm going to do a poll because I need help deciding what to do on Thursday's stream. So I'm going to put a poll up. Please help me decide what to paint on Thursday. What paint? Okay, option 1, a Lord of the Rings from the movie. So we're going to do LOTR, no sketch. So just like a very fast alla prima painting with no sketch. The second one is, I have something drawn out from Pride and Prejudice that has this really cool tree in it. So I thought that would be really fun. Or the third thing is, let's say a burb. We could always do that. Or the last thing is, I was thinking of maybe doing an acrylic painting, but like a little mini painting. So, friends, let's do 5 minutes on the clock. We're going to start the poll. If you guys feel like it, help me decide what to paint, because I have no idea. A prong collar to not pull. Oh, yep. On the list of things to cover with the trainer. Yeah, my dog was a lunatic on the leash. I only had one dog in my life. He was a Shetland sheepdog, and I was not emotionally prepared for a Shetland sheepdog. The client will be like, is now a bad time to ask for a revision? They're like climbing into the coffin with you, cheapers. But yeah, so I'm sort of at a loss about what I want to do on Thursday. We won't be working on this one. We are going to mix it up a little bit because I don't know if this is getting stale for you guys. I hope you're cool with me working on it so much, but it's just been really fun. I've really been enjoying it. I hope you guys have been enjoying the little, well, it's not little. It's a rather large painting. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I hope you guys are too. Oh, that was weird. I was like, ha! My throat just made an involuntary noise. It was like, ha! Jimmy's Christmas store. But yeah, what's everyone got on the docket for today? If you're working and lurking, I super appreciate you hanging out. Hope it's a nice little schnoodly bop in the background for you. Just whistle while you work. Hey, I whistled successfully. That doesn't usually happen. Pre-drafting my draft. So I'm actually, I'm super duper nervous. Tomorrow, I'm going up north to judge my very first art show. It's really cool. It's the gallery that I've been working with now for about 2 years. They've been incredible, and I love working with them. I was going to enter their regional show, but I didn't have a judge. I'm going to be a Judgy McJudgerson. That's right. Judgy Easel. Be it Judgel? What? Anyway, so I'm really nervous. We actually are going up twice. Tomorrow I'm actually going up to look at the show, judge, give out awards, or choose the people who get awards, basically. So tomorrow I get to be Judgy McJudgerson, and then on Friday is the opening reception. Torn between Lord of the Rings and acrylic. Yeah, that's the Trixie thing. There's too many good options that I could not decide. So far Lord of the Rings is winning to watch your process. It would be a lot of fun. I haven't done any like super extensive acrylic painting in it's been a couple years. I think 2022 was the last really extensive one that we did. So it'll be interesante. But yeah, so then tomorrow I'll be doing that, and then Friday going up for the awards, and then Thursday, whatever we decide. I think it'll be a good week. I'm gonna go against the grain. Screwdriver it. I love that phrase. Slash again, slash again. Hi, friend. How's your day going? Happy Tuesday. I punched the camera. Poor camera. Aw, poor camera. Beat Weasel. DJ Beat Weasel in the house. Dan's out. How's it going, Slash? Welcome in, ya hoot. Welcome in, welcome. Oh, uh-oh. We got ourselves a tie. But who's Weasel? Me's Weasel. Me's Weasel. Friends, we currently have a poll going to help me decide what to paint on Thursday, so please cast your vote. There's going to be some fun ones, I think. There's going to be some fun ones. As an art judge, do they provide you with your own wig and gown, or do you bring your own? I have to bring my own. Thankfully, I have one already, John. I also have to bring, the powder for the powdered wig, because sometimes the powder sheds as you walk around, so, upset at smaller objects name. Wait, what? What did it do? Oh, yeah. It's just so, it's always upset. Just so you know, it's upset with everyone, not just you. Let's check out what Oreo's been sketching. Oh, this is really cool. That's a really neat Durgan. Powder, yeah, no one can tell. And that's the thing, is you can always blame the dandruff on the powder, so it actually is really good in social situations to have a powdered wig on you. Just in case, you never know when dandruff is going to strike, you know? You never know. You never know, Mr. Frodo. I really like the colors. I like the lightening. All right, kids, Lord of the Rings with no sketch has won. So we are going to be doing an alla prima portrait with no sketch on Thursday. I think that's going to be really fun. I'm probably either going to paint Gimli or I'm going to paint Gandalf. A winner either way. I think it'll be really fun. I don't do a lot of portraits with no sketch. So I think it's going to be a really good exercise. If it doesn't turn out, which one was P&P? I'm still going to do that painting either way, but it might not be on stream. It's a really cool reference. Also, Dank Oreo, thank you for sharing. I like the colors. It reminds me of a bumblebee.
In a good way. You bring us down a whole bumblebee. In a good way.
So the reference that I have... Yes. Okay, let's go back to this. We're going to add a photo. Image. Wow, this is weird. Let's see here. That's going to be in Reffies. 1 second while I find it. It's a really, really cool scene. It's something that I've always wanted to paint, too. Oh, here it is. So it's this. I think that would be super duper cool to paint. And it's a little bit blurry, but I don't think it matters because it's going to be small. Anyway, so I'm probably going to do a painting of this, maybe up the texture on the tree a little bit because it's really all about that tree. Gallagher with a big mallet, and I think that's how you should judge all the lesser entries. So, no. Oh dear, oh dear. I actually am really nervous. I've never judged a show before. But anyway, I'm going to be doing a painting of this. I'm super duper excited. No idea how big I'm going to do it. Maybe 8 by 10. Maybe even just like a little 6 by 9. I'm not sure, but it's going to be really, really fun. I'm incredibly excited about it. But yeah, so I'm going to be judging a show. We're gonna be painting a Lord of the Rings sketch, or a Lord of the Rings painting on Thursday. How neat is that? I think that's pretty neat. Okay, so we have bip 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 bop, beep beep boop bop, beep beep boop boop bop. I think that's gonna be really fun though. But yeah, we're probably gonna paint Gandalf or Gimli with no sketch. I'm leaning towards Gandalf. I'm leaning towards Gandalf, but I don't know, Gimli could be fun too. Andrea. Hi, friend. If you guys don't know my friend Andrea No Art, She is fantastical and a beautiful person. Fantastic, fantastic art. Give a follow. So much better dragon poses, which is what, you know what? Practice makes progress. That's what I always say. That's what I always say, Mr. Frodo, is practice makes progress. And you're definitely improving. I can see improvement with every Durgan. So excellent, excellent work, friend. Keep it up. Keep it up. Keep it up, baby. All right. Let's get a little bit of our medium. Hey, Big Glittery, look. I opened up the new tube that you sent me. So I finally worked my way through that other tube. So thank you again for sending me these. Love you, friend. Hope you're having a wonderful day. But yeah, I just opened this up. I think it was the day before yesterday. And I'm like, oh, is this what it's like to use a tube that isn't covered in duct tape? So yeah. If you guys don't know what this stuff is, it's good stuff. Customer service is a little lacking, though, from what I hear. It actually is, though. Like, one time it took me, like, I don't know, a month to get my medium, which was really bad. It's really bad. All right. We're going to mix our usual colors up for this section. So it's pretty much the same color as the rest of the skull. You couldn't even look at it anymore. Oh yeah, they really don't have the best customer service. And that's a shame because their product is so good. Their product is flippin' fantastic, but yeah, it's no points. I'm so sorry you had to go through that, especially since I was like, oh yeah, definitely order from them. But yeah, I'm so sorry you had to deal with that. What a nightmare. All right. So we're going to start by mixing the general mid-tone of our skull TEEFs. That is going to be a little bit too saturated, so I'm going to grab a little teensy bit of our black to sort of gray it out. And gray it out, gray it out, ooh, ooh, ooh. Hey, hey, hey. Good times. But actually it wasn't good times. It was actually bad times. But other than that, we here for good time, not bad time. There it is. We got it in the end. All right, get a little bit of that going. So when we're done with the skull, what we're going to actually do, I think on stream, we are going to just bop straight up to the portrait. And I'm going to finish the rest of this section off stream because it's not going to be super interesting. It's going to be a lot of little itty bitty snidgens of progress. So so we're going to work on the teeth. We might even finish up the skull today. We will see. If we do, then the next time you see this portrait, we are going to be starting, this painting, we're going to be starting on the portrait. I think that's just the best way to do it, is I'm going to finish the skull and the surrounding areas off stream. I can't talk. BT dubs, I'm making super duper, yeah. And art is a highway, I'm going round. That got weird. Anyway, yeah, so I'm making super duper good progress on the Alice painting. So that is probably going to be back ideally in a couple of weeks to a month. It might be less. We will see. I've been working like an absolute madwoman on that off stream. So keep your peepers peeled for that. Then we'll be starting the next section. So that's pretty neat. There's going to be all sorts of really, really fun burbs. One of the things that I'm super excited about, so we'll be jumping up to where the table and the still life is. It is going to be an absolute hoot and dinger. You can see we have a lot of really cool stuff. There's little hedgehogs in teacups and so many birds. Oh yeah, so many birds. We might even, depending on how it goes, we might include part of the dodo in that section, but I don't actually know if that's wise. So it's something that I'm going to be thinking about. Anyway, so this is what we'll be starting. There's a little cardinal. There's the thing on top of the teapot is called a hoopoe, which is one of my all-time favorite birds. I love them. I love their little crest. I love their attitude. I also, if you've never heard what a hoopoe sounds like, you need to look it up. It's like boop, 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 boop. Andrea, thank you so much for the 3-stream watch streak. Thank you so much, friend. I know you're muted and you can't hear me, but I appreciate the 3-stream streak. For anyone who spends any amount of time on my little stream, seriously, thank you for that. Thank you for keeping me company, friends. I just really appreciate it. There's so many great artists on the Twitchiverse, so the fact that you spend your time here really, really means a lot. I really appreciate it. Thank you again, Peach, for the sub. That support is incredible. Anyone else got a streak? I actually have a pretty intense streak on Casey Snow Art stream. I don't remember exactly where it's at, but we're getting close to 200 now, and quite frankly, I'm very pleased with that. I almost lost it a few times. I almost lost it a few times. But thankfully you can watch the VOD. And dark brown, woohoo! Oh, that's so nice! Doc, you're too kind. How you doing today? Happy Tuesday. Skittle, hello, blue Skittle. If you guys don't know, a blue Skittle with no E, a blue Skittle, absolutely Fran-tubulous artist here on the Twitch. Woohoo, doo doo. I'm so contradictory. Thank you so much for the 7-stream watch streak. Archaic, how's it going? Thank you for that streakular. I mean, the thing about watch streaks is they're really, really fun, and they're incredibly kind that anyone would spend that many days in a row. Well, it's not consecutive, is it? Because I only stream twice a week, but that makes it even more challenging. Because you guys know my schedule and you take the time to come to my stream. Anyway, it's so nice and I really appreciate it. But keep in mind, don't get stressed about watch streaks. You know, they shouldn't be a stressful thing. They should be a fun thing. And it's a fun way to show support. But like, you know, I've definitely been bummed when I lost a watch streak, but I'm like, you know what? It's okay. It's okay. You can gain it back. You can show support for the streamer because it's really about supporting the streamer and yeah. Hope it's going well. Thank you. Oh my gosh, you're so welcome. Dealing with sick doggos? No. What's the matter with your puppers? I hate when animals are sick. It breaks my heart. Also, Big Glittery, I know your puppies were dealing with kennel cough. How are they doing? I lose my streaks all the time. I've only managed to keep a few. I have one with Margot, Simone Art. If you don't know Margot, she's fantastic. Although I missed her stream this morning, so I have to watch the VOD. But yeah, Margot's fabulous. Casey Snow Art is another one. Anthony Wheeler Art. Skittle, I had a really good one on yours for a bit, and then I lost it. I was like, darn it. Kita's better, but Angel picked it up from him. Oh no, poor babies. It always makes me so sad when animals get sick, though, because they can't tell you how they're feeling, or, you know, they can't like sit on the couch and watch movies because they don't know English or whatever language you're watching movies in. Spanish, French, Portuguese, whatever you want. Poor little things. That is the only time in recent history that I just sat on the couch. It was like all day. I was so flippin' sick, but it was like also kind of nice because like I just sat on the couch the entire day, and I never do that anymore. So it was actually kind of nice in a way. Being sick is never fun. Their favorite movie. That's true. I have seen that. There was actually one dog that they were watching Jurassic Park, and as soon as the Velociraptors came on, he was going crazy. It was so funny. It was so good. I have seen those. I have seen them. With my eyeballs. With my eyeballs and everything, I've seen those videos. I snorted really loud. Could you guys hear that? How embarrassing. That's on the internet forever. Hold on to my word. I like it. All right, zippity-doo-dah. Here's the painting, friends. I am having almost a diabolical amount of fun. I have really enjoyed working on a somewhat larger scale. Even though the other one is a large painting, All of the elements are microscopic. So yeah, it's been really, really fun working on this. Something a little bit bigger, a little bit different too. And by a little bit different, this is going to be the most deranged painting I've ever done. And I'm really happy about it. I do want my work to start to get more and more weird and surrealistic, which, frightens some people, which, that's okay. Sometimes art can be frightening. I don't think this is that scary though. Honestly, it's a little more dark than my other painting, but it's not meant to be like horror by any means. It's just meant to be strange. Self-induced stomach problems. Yesterday, when I was out for PT, they got in the kitchen. Oh no! Do they have the diarrhea? That's the worst. Oh man. Thank you! I really appreciate that. Yeah, it's been fun. It's already dry, which means I'm going to almost immediately be able to do a second layer because there's so much umber in this color. It dried like the next day. They're in doggy jail until the time. Oh, that's the worst though. No. Well, I hope your puppers feel better. And Big Glittery, I hope Angel feels better too. That's the worst. Poor puppies. Also, I like to pronounce puppies with a B. Puppy. It's just fun, it's just kind of fun. Puppies. I also like to say things like creepy, like instead of creepy, add a B into it. I don't know what it does, but it does something to that word. It adds a little bit of spice and a little bit of zippity pow. Creepy. Jiggin with a G. Jiggin. So dumb. But yeah, doggy jail, that's fair. That's fair. All right, first things first, let's make sure there's no dust or debris on the surface. Because this is such a large panel, too, I swear it picks up more dust. It doesn't. Like, in reality, that's not what's happening. But it feels that way because it's such an incredibly large and vast surface. BT dubs, when I was working on this mushroom, these little ones right here, the tornado siren went off and we had to flee to the basement for 45 minutes. That was super fun. And then the power went out. It was pretty crazy. It came back on relatively quickly. And then as soon as the tornado warning was gone, I came back up and finished that. 'Cause I'm like, I can't leave it half finished. Oh, I ran out of air. Thank you, Skittle. Thank you. I am pumped about it. Now I'm also going to be making some changes. You can see I drew in a couple of other mushrooms in here. There's this one, this one, this one. I'm actually not going to paint those. I don't like it compositionally. So I'm actually going to ignore those. I'm still going to paint this one and then this little cluster here, but I think it's just going to be so much more readable if I don't over clutter it with mushrooms. There is another little one right here that I might add. I haven't quite decided yet. So anyway, there's that. But yeah, so we'll see. That might be another stream. Exactly. And it just sounds good, Archaic. It just sounds good. The old less is more kind of situation. For sure. Skittle, you've seen the reference for this. This painting is if you like simple compositions, which it's funny because I actually have gotten dinged in a bunch of compositions because I can't say no to myself. So if I want to add something, I'm going to add it. And that's not always a good thing, okay? It's not always a good thing. So it's like, maybe if I just dial it back a little bit. But yeah, I have, oh no, oh, sick burn. I need some balm for that burn, Archaic. Did you ever see the movie First Kid? I love that. In fact, you know what? I'm gonna watch that. I'm gonna watch that one of these days while I'm working because I flippin' love that movie. It's a 90s movie. It's featuring Sinbad, who I miss Sinbad. He was the best. Anyway, he's guarding the president's son and all of these shenanigans unfold. Anyway, there was a very similar insult in that movie. Yeah, I'm sure it looked just like your face. Anyway, so stupid. But I love it, though. I do loves it, my precious. Oh, my throat. I'm so sorry. I'm out of control today. All right, so we're going to paint some teefers. First things first, applying a little bit of my medium. onto the panel. I'm going to go a little bit past the teefers. I hope this is dry. Oh, it is. There's one from Scrubs. Oh, sick burn. Hey, everyone. Do you know where the burn center is? Because I need to go there. One of my friends, this was like 20 years ago, and it's my favorite insult of all time. And she said it exactly like this. She went, "Didn't you know? You're just stupid." And I laughed for about, I don't know, 3 straight minutes, like wheeze laughing. It's just the way she said it exactly like that too. She's like, "Didn't you know? You're just stupid." It made me so happy. Anyway, it was great. All right, so we get those little teefers, little teefity teefs. And hey, there's a chance, if this goes well, we might even finish the lower part of the skull. And then all we would have left to do is this little clustery bit of mushrooms. However, I might do that off stream. I'm also, unfortunately, I am going to have to work on the Alice piece off stream, including first layer stuff, if I'm to get that done by 2028. It does make me sad, but I think what I'm going to try to do is just like the less interesting stuff off stream. So like foliage, branches, trees, stuff like that isn't as interesting to watch. That's what I'm going to do off stream, and I'm going to keep the fun stuff for stream. Because even though that foliage and such, it's definitely challenging, but it's not that interesting to watch, in my opinion. And I know you guys are here for chats too, so I do really, really appreciate you sticking with me through these like years-long projects. It is definitely a journey, but I don't know, I think that makes it kind of cool because, you know, we've been through it together. So it does make me sad for sure to not do the entire thing on stream, but I hope you guys understand. I do really want to get that done for the 2028 show. BT Dubs, early September, the lady who is coordinating the show is going to come and have a look at the rest of my work, so that'll be really fun. I'm quite nervous. I'm just here to silently judge all of you. Prue coming in strong with that first chat. Wow. Skulls and mushrooms are awesome. Thank you, Johnny. Welcome in. I super appreciate it. Hope you're having a good day. Prue, how the heck are you? How was the race over Zavikan? I hope you had a really good time. It's Prue. Helpful Doodles, how are you? Hoop, hoop, hoodly doo. Thank you, Doodles. I really appreciate it. I'm having a lot of fun. I've been refilled with freedom. Oh, heck yeah. Kuma, how's it going? I'm here for Beaniesel and bubblegum, and I'm all out of bubblegum. Yeah. Oh, man. Amazing. Kuma, I hope you're great. Seriously, Johnny, thank you so much. I hope you're having a great day. Thanks for that first time chat. Welcome to the Hoot Nanny. That's what we call it here. I love your singing my name. Yes! I'm so glad it brings you joy. Sometimes I sing it off stream. Honestly, there are times where I'm just by myself and I go, helpful doodles, how are you? Hoop, hoop, hoodly doo. It's just catchy, you know? Mediocre day in the life of this old Potu. How are you doing these days? Sleepy but good. It's been a good day. I did have an issue with one of my videos this morning, but it's like, I'll just redo it tomorrow. That's kind of how I'm trying to look at it, is it's not, like, if something doesn't work out, it's not the end of the world, you know? Okay, I think this could stand to come up a little bit more. It is definitely lower than the other teefers, but I think it's a little bit too low. There we go. I have a break from work, and I'm like, let's see what Easel's up to. Thanks, friend. Well, how's work going? I hope it's a good day. But yeah, Kuma, I'm doing good. I'm sleepy, but super. It's been a good morning. Just kind of chill, getting ready for stream. I, again, attempted to post a video, but there was this weird glitch where the music stopped playing halfway through. I'm like, all right, we'll just try again tomorrow. But yeah, it's been really, really good. Very productive. I'm working on some little pet portraits, which has been super fun. I have 3 more to go, 3 little doggies. Oh my gosh, you guys have to see this other doggie. Hold on. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. I just want you to see how cute he is. Okay, so we're going to go to desktop. Look at how stinking cute this dog is. Look at how cute he is. Oh, I think I'm tired. I think I'm tired. I did get a little sleep this morning, though, like solid sleep from like, it was definitely after sunup, but like it was a couple hours, so it was really nice. So my eyes hurt less today. But look at how cute he is. So this is gonna be the next puppy. I'm gonna crop it though, so like it's gonna be more like his face and like his upper chesticular region. Anyway, so he is a cutie patootie. You'll need to sleep more. Yes, I agree, my friend. I agree. Sometimes a sleep is all that I need. The dog is thinking, do I really need to do adulting today? Dogs don't need tails. Absolutely not. They do not. Dog tails. Woohoo. So that's going to be my next one. I'm probably not going to have time to work on that until, gosh, Monday is probably going to be the next time I have to work on it. It's been pretty zany. Exactly. They don't need tails. But you know what we do need? DuckTales. I can't stop. That DuckTales theme song is so badly in my head. It's insane. It's actually insane how much that song is in my head. And it's been in my head for, I would say, weeks, probably. It's probably been weeks. All right, so right now what we're doing, I like to call this the H&R blockhead. Just getting in the big shapes, the big values. I'm not worried about detail right away. Your birthday's next Monday. Happy birthday, helpful doodles. Happy birthday almost to you. Digi's birthday is on the 4th. May the 4th be with you. Horrifying to me. It's their happy gesture. Just like metaphorically. Also, I got to pet Rosie, my landlady's doggie, the other day, and she put her feet on me, and it was wonderful. I love her so stinking much. She's such a good doggie, and she loves with her whole heart, and I love her. Yeah, it's joking. Wait, it's your birthday. Wait, it's not your birthday. Happy birthday, Prue. Pops in my head all the time. Oh my gosh, the snorks. It's so funny. I was like, what are the snorks? But as soon as I saw that video, I'm like, yep, I know what the snorks are. Also, should I legally change my name to Snork? What do you think? I didn't say it was my birthday, just nobody wished me one. You know what, Prue, happy birthday. Happy very unbirthday to you. There's a whole song about that, Prue. A very merry unbirthday to you. Oh gosh. I love it so much. Look at his teethers though. Like he's having the teether time of his life. Happy birthday to Prue. Hey, remember when we had Prue's Day when you were in town? That was a good day. That was a good game night. Good gracious, what a game night. Plus, Prue's Day has such a good ring to it, you know? Such a good ring to it. Okay. Now, for those of you who weren't here at the beginning of stream, we did a little poll to figure out what we're going to be doing on Thursday's stream. The winner was a painting from Lord of the Rings, but with no sketch. So we're going to be doing a portrait either of Gandalf or Gimli, depending on what references I can find. Wow, it's so beautiful. We need a channel command that picks a random member of the chat that we all wish happy birthday to. Let me write that down because that's hilarious. One moment. Okay, random birthday command. I think that's gonna be pretty easy. I need to add a weird alpaca print to my fourth wall. DJ Beat Weasel redeem. We have a lot. Gimli dressed as Gandalf. Count me interested. Totally. Yep, absolutely. That's absolutely what I said. You can quote me on that, because heck to the yeah. Heck to the yeah. To the yeah, yeah, yeah. Heck to the yeah. How neat is that? I think that's pretty neat. All right, back to the Teefers. Completely unrelated. There was no live alert. Oh, really? I wonder if it got disconnected somehow. Oh, yeah. There's no live alert. How very mysterious. All right. That's weird. Okay, there we go. We live. Thank you for letting me know. I'm not sure why that happened. I wonder if it got disconnected somehow. I'll have to ask Soapy Soperton about that, because he knows about things and stuff, so I'll have to check on that. Chickadee check. Don't get wrecked. I mean, unless you want to. There's always the option of getting wrecked. I mean, if that's what you're into. There we go. DJ Beat Weasel. Billionaires? I always blame billionaires. Hello there. Welcome in. Is it Tifano? Tifano? Welcome in. Thank you for the first time chat. I'm using oil on MDF panel. And yeah. Also using a little bit of something called Venetian wax medium. But welcome in. But yeah, if there's something you prefer to be called, just let me know. Let me know. Eagles to pick up Gollum after... Oh my gosh, that would be an amazing piece, but I would definitely have to sketch that out. If in doubt, always blame billionaires. They're just always up to something, you know? But yeah, let me know what you prefer to be called. Always blame the billionaires. I'm glad we definitely have consensus in chat. Then it's not my fault. I feel like you would use your billions for good. You know, or at the very least for humor. And I feel like that gets you brownie points, Prue. If you're gonna be a billionaire, at least be a funny billionaire. Entertain us. Entertain us. Ooh-doo-doo-doo. Homeburger. Welcome in. How's your day going? Happy Tuesday, friend. But yeah, for our first time friends, welcome in. I'm Beaties. I'm a traditional painter, drawer, and professional rambler. As I said, we are working in oil on panel today. And this is a relatively new piece. This is the 5th time we've worked on it. And I know what you're thinking. Isn't that kind of a lot? This is an enormous hyperrealism piece, so I'll probably be working on this for a couple years. Right now, I'm a little obsessed with it, so I've been working on it a lot. But there are bunches and oodles of other things that I need to finish. So this piece is sort of not a filler piece because I'm incredibly excited about it, but it's not our mainstream project. Intrusive thoughts, probably for the best that I'm not a billionaire. I feel like if I was a billionaire, I don't know, like, I think because I'm so used to being super duper 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 careful with money that if I all of a sudden got money, I don't think I would know how to respond. So I don't know. I think the one thing that would probably change is I would own suddenly a great deal of taxidermy, because I love taxidermy. Not because of it's a dead animal, but because I just artistically find the idea of having a real life animal in there with you that you can paint and draw from. It's like, oh yes, I fear money. I think I don't ever want to be rich. That's the thing. Like, I don't care about that. I just would like to be able to do this full time. That's all I want. I'd buy name brand soda over... Ooh, look at you go. That's why I became an artist. Exactly. 15 mil in the bank and literally spend the rest of my money funding a Star Trek. Oh my gosh, yes! Archaic, you've got the right idea. Then I got $10 in a scratch off and immediately bought the good table. The stuff that doesn't rip, like, before you're trying to rip it. Man, Homeburger, you know how to live. You know how to live, my friend. How's it going, Homeburger? Oh, that's so funny. Look at Mr. Moneybags. But yeah, I mean, it's... My goal has never been, like, to, you know, get rich. I just want to do this. Like, that's all I really want. And, like... Because I love what I do so stinking much. So if I could just work on my, hyperrealism full time, heck yeah, I would do that. Okay, let me just do a quick measure. So that tooth comes down. Let's bring that up. And then this twofer kind of goes like that. There we go. Twofers! Look at those little twofers! Roscoe Inferno. Opening an art gallery right away. Heck yeah. Support the arts, right? Support the arts. Roscoe, how you doing today? I'm hype. Thank you. I'm so glad you're doing good, Homeburger. And seriously, thank you so much. I'm having way too much fun. We have worked on this piece like 5 streams in a row, so it's, you can tell I'm a little bit obsessed with it. A corn dog is just the poor man's beef. It totally is. Oh my gosh. All of you are lovely. Okay, bye. Right back at you. Ready? Here's a no you dart. I got you before you went into lurk. Just so you know. Roscoe, what are you up to today? Roscoe Inferno. But I actually saw a post about that corn dogs are just poor man's beef Wellington, and that truer words have never been spoken. Woo! I won't hide it on high. Oh, yeah. I mean, if I had to guess, it's probably mostly like... You know how, like, Taco Bell has oats in it as a filler? Yeah, I'm sure it's something like that. Okay, so there's the tofu. And then this should probably come up a little bit more. This also needs to come way up. Is the red in the painting? Yes, yeah. You know, sometimes sacrifices have to be made. And I do what I gotta do to make a good painting. Recovering well after my operation, been creative lately. Did my first painting in 2 months. An electronics project. Heck yeah. Roscoe, I'm glad you're recovering. Hugs to you, friend, and congrats on getting back into the creativity. That is awesome. That's awesome sauce. Probably, if I had to guess, in today's economy, corn dogs are beef Wellington, 100%. Because corn dogs are still expensive. It's so funny how, like, there are certain foods, I'm like, why is this food so expensive? Like, you know, like, I don't want to spend more than $4 for anything. But that's hard to do, isn't it? Isn't it? All right, let's do Dibber Tap. It's actually pretty sweet. Digi recently discovered these chicken nuggets that he can actually eat, and like the breading is safe for him, and they have dino shaped ones, and he's been buying dino shaped nuggies, and frankly it's been amazing. Why? Social media. 51 bucks. I was glad I didn't have my yeah, it's insane. You know what's so funny too is you can go to the store and buy, let's say, $50 worth of steak, and it's enough to feed, you know, a few people, right? But then if you go to a restaurant and you spend 50 bucks on a steak, it's 1 serving of steak. It's insane. And I'm like, no. So we actually, yeah, we don't go out to eat a lot other than like going out and getting a French fry. Because it's insane. It's so expensive. Also, Digi is way better at cooking steak than the restaurant we used to go to. Like, consistently, his steaks are exactly how he wants it, and it's better. So anyway, We don't go out to eat a lot. Very rare. If we do go out to eat, it's usually to go get like Japanese food, because that's what Digi really likes. Just one French fry. To buy a hamburger out than it is to make your own? Really? Do you think so? Because like you can get a whole pack of burger and make like 25 hamburgers, you know? Just one fry, just one single one. I can type gooder than all of you. Burn! Welcome in Ghost Club. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the first time chat. Welcome to the Hoot Nanny. We are working with oil on panel. And right now, as you can see, we're painting them teeths. Hope you're having a great Tuesday. Thank you for that first time chat. From a single pack, how small are these burgers? Okay, maybe not. Well, I'm thinking like if you got like, you can get like a 4-pound pack of hamburger, right? For like, I don't know. I'm trying to think. If you get it on sale, you can get it for like $20. And then think of all the hamburgers you can get from 4 pounds of hamburger. Maybe not 25, but still quite a few hamburgers. Even if they're chunky hamburgers, that's still like, that's a bargain. Okay, it is exaggerated. Maybe not 25, but like still, you can get more than one. It's at least 2 that you can get. You can get at least 2 hamburgers. 16 for 20, assuming a 1/4 pound, but still 16 hamburgers is a lot, right? Maybe smash burgers, maybe. Now I want a cheeseburger though. That's true. You gotta add you can't just have like a plain burger. You do have to have cheese, but if you go to the right store, like you can get really good cheddar from Aldi it's $2.50 for a brick. And the brick is maybe like this big, right? So like you can get, that's pretty cheap. That's pretty cheap. Hamburger buns, yeah. I mean, you shouldn't buy too many hamburger buns at once because they'll get stale and mold. So like you do have to pace yourself. Conversation to be continued. Thanks for hanging out, Prue. Yeah, just metaphors and similes. I'm dropping it like it's hot, you know? Want a hamburger, try to get at you. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Perfectly well-spoken English. Oh, indeed. You know, I do try. Sometimes I just like to make weird sounds. You've probably noticed. Okay. Oh, I should have made him a vampire. Nah, that doesn't fit the narrative. I did think about that. I thought about making it vampire teeth, but like it doesn't really fit the narrative, so I'm not going to, as cool as it was going to be. Is this a commission or a different project? So, this is actually a personal project. I do a lot of these. Over the years, I've done some pretty extensive projects just for funsies. If you would like to see more of my work, here is my instant grandma. I'm a hyperrealist, but I also do quicker commission work. I also do something called alla prima, which is sort of a looser, quicker painting done in one layer. But my main focus has always been, since like 2014, has been hyperrealism. It's been my passion, especially narrative hyperrealism. I like to tell little tales with my work. So this piece is based off of Alice in Wonderland, specifically the Queen of Hearts. Actually, most of my work, if I'm being honest, most of my hyperrealism pieces have been Alice in Wonderland for a long time. The last non-Alice in Wonderland hyperrealism piece I did was actually based off of Frankenstein, and I would really like to do another attempt at it. I would like to do one in oil, and I would like to have like spooky, colorful beakers and science-y stuff and spooky things. I would like it to be sort of a darker piece, but it's still going to be still life. It's not going to be a figurative piece. Where is that piece? Well, shoot, dang. Okay, here it is. So, I had just... Thank you so much for the lurk. Thank you for hanging out. Garfield and hyperrealism, that'd be really fun. So this is the last non-Alice in Wonderland hyperrealism piece I did. It was in 2015, so 11 years ago. Thank you, Ghost Club. I really appreciate it. And so I had just finished reading Frankenstein. The other name for Frankenstein is Modern Prometheus. And if you know anything about Prometheus, it's about discovering forbidden knowledge and the consequences of finding that forbidden knowledge. And so a lot of it, and there's just a ton of really interesting symbolism. There's a lot of really, I would love to read it again. Anyway, so I would love to sort of redo this concept. Also, I loved drawing these books. I'm obsessed with antique books. I love the texture of it. So there's just going to be a lot of pieces coming up, and I'm glad. Thank you so much. I'm glad you guys like it. But it's been 11 years since I've done something. I mean, I've done other pieces, but all of my hyperrealism pieces pretty much have been Alice in Wonderland. So, a lot of my upcoming ones are as well, because I still love it, but we are going to be kind of branching out into some other things. You know, I want to do a Snow White piece. I do really love fairy tales. I love literature, so I would love to continue along that vein. I have 2 really big pieces based on Alice in Wonderland. I have a few more planned, but we're also going to be bebopping into some other fairy tales. I like to kind of add my own, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, spin skadoodle, I suppose. I like to sort of add unexpected elements and surrealism, because I love surrealism, and I'd like more of my work to be surrealistic and such. All right, let's go into our next value here. But yeah, I also have an idea. It's actually a non-themed piece. It's going to be a still life. And I have what I've dubbed the Curiosities Cabinet. It's full of antique books, teacups, porcelain figurines, skulls, butterfly specimens, all sorts of stuff. And I just think it's a really cool looking space. So I'm actually going to be doing another 24 by 24. A billionaire, I would hire you so you could bring Soxy to the world. Yes! Ghost Club, thank you for the follow. Thank you. I really appreciate it, and thank you for the kind words. Thank you for hanging out. It really does mean a lot. I'm incredibly grateful for everyone who hangs out here and keeps me company whilst I do stuff, and also things. I would do things as well. If I had $1 million, I'd be rich. Actually, you know what? Before we do that, let's go in and kind of shaple the teeth aronis a little bit, because there's some little shadows in between the teeths that are super, super important. So I'm going to make sure I get that as well. I'm going to use a smaller brush for that, though. Teeths! That's right, Johnny. That's right. Nothing better than spending your Tuesday afternoon painting some teeth. I like the song about the dog who gets his lips stuck on his teeths. Sometimes my lips get stuck on my teeths. You think it looks weird, but I can't help it. Oh, my lips just get stuck on my teeth. It's a bop. It is actually what I've dubbed a Boppenstein. Boppenstein for thine, and for thee and thine. Those things mixed together make an excellent stew. Excellent stew. All right, let's zooble bop over here. Get these kind of little teethies defined. This is actually my first time painting skull teeths. I've drawn them before in charcoal and pastel, but I've actually not done a hyper-realistic oil painting of a skull. Just drawings and then looser skull paintings. But yeah, first time doing hyper-realistic skull teethers. Skull teethers. That's my voice of the day, is the skull teethers. All right, let's do... kind of swooble this over, smooth out that shape. Kind of goes down like that. Yeah, what's everyone got on the dockety today? Hopefully you've got a fun day ahead of you. After work, before work. Maybe you have no work. How about that? Maybe a day off. Spend a fine day on the town, Mr. Frodo. Okay, this definitely needs to come down. Need to decrease the size of that twofer. And then this needs to be substantially darker.
And this is a triumph. I'm making a note here. Huge success. It's hard to overstate my satisfaction.
I do not. I stream Tuesdays and Thursdays here on the Twitch. And then I do a Patreon-only stream on my Patreon every Saturday. And actually coming up, we're going to be doing our monthly paint-along / oil painting class. That is going to be the first Saturday in September. And we're actually going to be doing a brand spank skadoodly-doo new painting. It's going to be a mad scientist octopus, and I'm very excited. So we're going to actually be doing the sketch together live on the first Saturday of the month. We're actually going to be doing like the concept, the composition, maybe even the final sketch. We'll be doing that live, so I think that's going to be a lot of fun. Vampire Fairies all day. Oh, that'd be so cool! Yeah, I do want to do actually an oil painting technique stream on Twitch as well. One of the things I get asked about a lot is blending. Blending is one of the things that people are interested in, I think. So that would be, I don't know, that'd be kind of fun if we did like an edumacational stream. If you guys are into that, let me know. Impolite Words, how you doing? Bob Ross, Paint Along is an annual. Oh my gosh, yes, we are going to be doing that. That needs to happen.
Zebra acrylic designs.
I usually just lurk and enjoy all your streams. I heard that, Impolite. Dolly Parton. Oh, so sad. I miss you, Dolly. Dolly was just an amazing human. She's a legend and she will live on forever in our hearts. Zebra, how you doing today? If you guys don't know my friend, Zebra Acrylic Designs, amazing artist here on the Twitch. Okay, I already messed it up. Thank you, Bickman. Oh my gosh, Bickman, you're so fast. I appreciate you. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it is really, really sad. Impolite Words, I hope you're doing well. I agree. We lost a legend. But yeah, we will be doing some Bob Ross paint-alongs too. I'm really excited. It's been a little bit since we've done one, so I think that'll be really, really fun. So keep your peepers peeled. Also, we have achieved our goal. Digi and I are going to be, for those of you who don't know, Digi Squatch is my hubby. We're going to be playing our first ever co-op game stream here on Twitch. It's called, I believe it's called Bigfoot, and he's going to be the Bigfoot. I'm going to be the Bigfoot hunter. And we're also trying to rope my brother into this. So basically you get to watch, and my bro has only appeared on stream one time. It was just his voice. And for those of you who missed it, he called just to ask if my refrigerator was running because he's an amazing human. Anyway, so that's going to be coming up in early September. So that's going to be coming up really, really quick. It's going to be a Friday or a Saturday. So I have to look at the dates and figure out, it might be, I'm not sure yet. So I need to get back to y'all on which day that's going to be. It might not be early. It might be mid. Just because there's so many things happening. Wait, did I catch it? No, I didn't. And now all our food is going bad. So thank you for the painful reminder. Okay, doing good. I'm so glad. So glad, Zebra. Thanks for popping in. Anyway, so here's what I'm thinking. I'm also going to be attempting my first ever subathon. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to combine those two events. We're going to be doing a subathon and we're going to cap it off with the DigiSquatch gaming stream. So keep your peepers peeled. All the information on that is going to be coming out really, really soon. So yeah, lots of fun stuff coming up. Yes, it's lots of fun. It's lots of fun, Fräulein. It was supposed to be a German accent. I apologize because that didn't sound German at all. Anyway, so keep your peepers peeled. I very rarely do game streams on Twitch, so this is going to be a really special one. Thank you to everyone who contributed channel points to that, by the way. I didn't even say anything about caterpillars. It's so freaky that they remember being caterpillars. Also, Bickman, thank you for sharing the DigiSquatch's Instant Grandma. DigiSquatch is a freelance and fine art photographer. So if you guys want to help support him, check out his Instant Grandma. He's got some really cool stuff. He works for a local magazine and newspaper. He also does, you know, his own personal projects. He also helps me take all of my photo references. So he's a busy feller. He's a busy Sam Scanch. But yeah, if you guys are interested, check it out. Check it out, do do do, do 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 do. The DigiSquatch. All right, so we're gonna do some little dibber taps here. Like I said, what I'm doing right now is just sort of blocking in all of the big, bold values. It's also called the H&R blockhead, is what I like to call it. H&R blockhead? Getting in all of the darkest darks helps you judge the mid-tonulars. You're gonna be mid-tone-ular. All right, then let's darken that up. The nice thing about working on this section is there's really 3 to 4 main values, so it's pretty straightforward. That's pretty neat, which means I get to clean less brushes at the end of the day. And can you feel the love tonight? Rum-ba-doom-boom-ba-doo. Zebra, what are you working on today? Hopefully you're working on something fun, skadoodly-doo. All right. There is a little bit more of that value right there. Let's actually lighten up our value. When I come around. All right. Zippity-doo-dah. Zippity-doo-dah. Skull-o-dee-ay. My, oh my, what a teefular day. Plenty of teefers heading my way. Teefity-doo-dah, teefity-ay. That sounded, I don't know, sounded a little off. Okay, so there's that. And then there's a little shadow that kind of comes over like this. So now we're getting our secondary value in, which is more of a darker mid-tone. How you like me now? Little bit of a mid-tonular. Zip, zip. Okay. And then that tooth needs to be a little bit darker too. So we're going to go in and kind of dibber tap almost into the black a little bit. One of the things that's super duper important about whether you're painting realistically, hyper realistically, whatever it be, one of the most important things though is value. Getting your values right is one of the most important things for achieving any kind of realistic look. One of the other things that's really, really important is edges. Paying attention to the edges of an object and how it interacts with the objects around it, the background around it. That is super duper duper important. So when you're painting realistically, don't neglect your edges. Don't neglect them. They don't like it. They don't like it. everything, whether it looks like it or not, everything has some sort of gradation. So if you look here, like this, looks very sharp, but there is still a very small gradation between this value and that dark eye socket. So making sure that those two values and those two shapes are at least somewhat interacting with each other really helps with the realism. But then you have things that are a little bit of a longer gradation, which makes it look a little bit more soft, like this value here. Even though it's first layer, so it does need a second layer to achieve more of that soft effect, you can see that it's a little bit longer, which gives the illusion of it being a little bit softer, a little bit fuzzier. And including that in your work. Yeah, Skittle, I mean, your work is just absolutely nuts with the light and the edges. And if you guys have not seen a Blue Skittles work before, Jiminy Christmas, you need to see, paints some of the most magical and enchanting environments that I have ever seen. Like, I am completely swept away by your work. It's amazing. Also, it makes me incredibly mad that Instagram hasn't shown me this video. Oh, Instagram, you're kind of the worst. But yeah, like, absolutely incredible pieces. Look at the light, look at the edges, the softness. Need to be razor sharp. Yeah, and that's actually 100% true, is you do want to have some edges that are sharp and more defined, and then you want to have something called lost edges, where they're not defined, they're soft. A lot of the times, like here, this would be considered a lost edge. So you know that the edge of the skull is here, but do you see how it kind of just fades out into oblivion? Now, if I went in and I brought that value up and tried to define it more, it's going to look less realistic than if I just let that go. I think that's a big thing that I've learned too, is not everything needs to be defined. It's super duper important if you want that sort of realistic look. I do love lost edges. One of the artists that I super duper, and I talk about Daniel James Keys all the time. A lot of his edges are super loose and super undefined. Just an absolutely boptastic painter. Let me find a good example here. You can't really go wrong with Daniel James Keys. Any painting you pick is amazing. But you see, like, how the stuff in the back is barely defined at all, right? Like, there's the impression of leaves, there's the impression of flowers, but they're not super defined. Then you have that more of a focal point with that bowl of peaches and the flowers in the foreground. But even there's some lost edges in, like, the teapot. The back of the box is not really defined at all. And it's just, and even like that little pitcher, if you look at the bottom of the pitcher, that is barely defined. And this is just, oh my gosh, I love his work so stinking much. If you're not following, you need to. Just a phenomenally skilled painter. This is Daniel James Keys. Honestly, one of my favorite artists. Just absolutely insane. Along with a Blue Skittle. Boom! But yeah, there's so many great artists to follow. So if you're not following Daniel James Keys on Instagram, if you're not following my friend here, Blue Skittle, on the Twitchy, you need to. There's some really, really, really great artists to follow, especially if you're new to Twitch and you're new to the art scene. Are you ever in for a treat? Because there are so many wonderful... No, you, ready? Did you get it? Did you get that? No, you, Dart? I put a little vitamin C in there just for an extra kick. I have to run for now. Archaic, thank you so much for hanging out, you hoot. I hope you have a wonderful, marvelous rest of your day. Nor! Or nor! I love that so much, Doodle. Oh my gosh. Or nor! We say that all the time. It's so great. It's so great. All right, let's add in our next value, which is sort of a darker mid-tone. The teefers kind of curve down, so they're getting a little bit less light than like the forehead, so they're a little bit darker. Dark skadoodler. Archaic, again, thank you for hanging out. I hope you have a wonderful and a marvelous rest of your day. I appreciate you, you hootin' dinger of a blast. How neat is that? I think that's pretty neat. Neat. Zippity-doo-dah. Yeah, it'd be pretty neat if we could finish the skull. So then next Tuesday, I think we'll just launch into the portrait. Like, what do you guys think? Because I can finish those little mushies off stream. Like, that'll be one day. And then I'll probably do all of the secondary layering and all the rest, the detailing off stream. But I think that'd be really neat to get right into the portrait, because I am really, really excited about this. So for those of you who don't know, we created the referoni for this back in, well, actually it was only last year. I keep thinking it was 2 years ago, but it's not. It was last year. So my sister-in-law, have a good rest of your day. Thank you for hanging out. Hope you have a super one, super duper, super T2, super duper. But yeah, for those of you who don't know, this reference is, the model for this was my amazing sister-in-law, Telecabresis, and she did a bop of a job. And she was actually 6 months? 6 months pregnant? I think she was either 5 or 6 months pregnant. Well, so she was such a good sport, because I had her wearing so much fabric and it was super hot. So she was like very, very nice to do this, because it was a very, very warm photo shoot. Anyway, so she did an amazing job. And then, so that's this piece. This piece is my niece. So it's kind of funny that the two big Alice in Wonderland pieces I'm doing is mother and daughter for the models. And in the books, they're actually arch nemesis. So anyway, I just thought that was kind of cool. They kind of go together in a weird way. So anyway, super duper fun. I'm really excited to be working on both of these at once. And yeah, it's gonna be a crazy couple of years. But yeah, I was actually, so I couldn't really, I slept a little bit this morning, but I couldn't really sleep last night. So I did actually go and work on that piece for a little bit, just to sort of get into, I don't know, into a better brain space. So I worked for a tiny bit last night on the that piece. I don't normally work late at night anymore, but I'm like, you know what? I can tell I'm not gonna sleep. I'm gonna go be productive, and you know, maybe that'll help a little bit. And it's sort of helped a little bit. And I got some work done, so that's pretty neat. I've been working on that dress like an absolute psycho. So I'm just waiting on, right now I'm waiting on the skirt skadoodly-doo to dry so I can do more layering on that, but it's taking its sweet time. So I've mostly been working on the lace, and I don't have too many other things to do. I have to do another layer on the shoe. I have to do another layer on the pheasant that's in the foreground. And then I have to do a layer on one of the tiny birds in the background, and then the hummingbird. So there's not like that much more to do. I'm hoping to have all of that done in like a few weeks or a month. Oh my goodness, hello. Ian? I don't know. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name, but thank you so much for the Prime sub. If you would like, and there's absolutely no skadoodle, we do a little thing to thank people who either sub or gift subs or use their Prime sub, is we do a little doodle. And it can be really anything that you want. Triceratops, hammerhead shark. There's all sorts of zany stuff in here. There's a goth squirrel, a space puppy, really anything that you want. There's a rat selling watches on the street. But yeah, if you would like, and it's just a quick for funsy doodle. They're not meant to be realistic by any means, but yeah, if you would like, please feel free to request a thank you doodle. But it is just my small way of saying thank you very much for the support. I very much appreciate it. Angela, hey. Angela, welcome in. How's your day going? Hope you're having a rootin' tootin' one. This looks awesome. Thank you so much. It's been a absolute bop to work on. But yeah, how's your day going, friend? Happy Tuesday from all of us to you. I'm having a super duper day. How's you, friend? Again, I thank you so much for that Prime sub. You only get one. There can only be one. Having a good day. Getting some chores done inside because outside is fire. How hot is it out? It's actually been weirdly cool. The last few weeks have been so stinking nice. It's been like mid to high 70s, and that is pretty incredible for August. So it's been pretty great. It's been super doobs. It's not. Oh, gross. That's awful. But yeah, sometimes you just gotta be an indoor cat. You know? You gotta be an indoor kitty cat. Indoor kitty cat. Indoor kitty cat. I do like being an indoor cat. I love when I can just be inside and like hyper focus. Oh no. Isaac, I don't know if you're lurking, but I just saw these puppy pictures. If you're not in our Discord, !Discord, but if you are, go check out the pets channel. If you want to see some absolutely magniferoni little critters. Some little secrets. I love puppies. I say this all the time, but my landlady who lives next door, she has a puppy. Her name is Rosie. And I love her so flippin' much. She is just such a good puppy. And she loves with her whole heart. And I love her with my whole heart. One of my favorite things when I go outside is looking over and seeing her sit on the porch. And she gets this look on her face like she is so happy to see you. And I'm like, yes, I love you. Anyway, she's just my little friend. And I loves her. Such a good girl. I just love how puppies, they love with their whole being. They're just the best. The best, Jerry. The best. All right, so this value actually needs to tootle pop back down a little bit. I'm going to warm that color up with a little bit of burnt sienna. But yeah, I'm really glad it's going well. Thank you for pippity-poppity, bippity-bopping on in, Angela. Glad you're having a good day. And, you know, inside, a cool day. You wish that I could be like the cool kids. All right, so this value needs to come way down. Let's bring that down. Okay, zippity bippity bop. The schnoobles went up the clock. Yeah, sometimes you just gotta stay inside. That's what I say. That's so kind. Thank you, friend. I really appreciate that. Thank you. I'm having just a outrageous amount of fun with this piece. And I think it's just going to get more insane from here too, like with the smoke and the multiple portraits. Now, there's a couple of things about the portrait skadoodles that I'm going to be changing. The two portraits on the side, if you haven't seen this reference, it's perfect for it's a little bit, we're getting into spooky season. We really are. But yeah, so the two portraits on the side, I think stand out a little bit too much. So I'm going to be bringing the value down quite a bit. So they're more kind of faded into the background. So I'm going to be making them a little darker and a little bit less like punchy because I think that's actually going to help the composition too. So anyway, I still want them to be present, but I don't want them to be so much in the foreground. I want them to be a little bit more subdued and a little bit more faded, because I think that's going to help the composition. I think it's going to help sort of the overall feel of the painting. But yeah, I'm super excited about it. I think this is going to be maybe the last stream with the skull. Oops, that was the wrong brush. Tee-hee. Here's what happens when I make a mistake. I pretend it never happened. Let's just get rid of that. All right, kind of blend that in. Blend it in, blend it in. Same. Oops, what mistake? I didn't see anything, did you? I didn't see nothing. I didn't see nothing. N-U-F-F-I-N, nothing. And guess what? There's an apostrophe at the bottom of that. Or not at the bottom. What's the word? End. End. All right, so then there's this. So let's bring this on over. Start to get in the roots of the TEEFs. Look at his wee little roots. Can we keep him? All right, zippity-doo-dah. I don't know why I keep saying zippity-doo-dah today. Apparently it's going to be my thing. Nothing. That's exactly how it's spelled. Yeah, never happened. What never happened? Yeah, oh my gosh. How did you get the apostrophe down there? Whew. What are you, a wizard? Also, welcome back. Are we here to continue how many hamburgers you could get out of a 4-pound pack of ground beef? Are we here to continue this? No, you get out of town. You get out of town. I do want a hamburger though. Actually, specifically, I would like a cheeseburger. I'm not, like, I'll eat a hamburger, of course, but like, if you can include cheese in something, why? Well, I mean, unless you're lactose intolerant, which is totally fair. Are they sliders, smash burgers? So I was thinking like a regular size hamburger. A regular size one. If you had a 4-pound pack of beef, ground beef, how many hamburgers can you get out of it? All I'm saying is that when everything's said and done, getting a Whopper for $4 on Wednesday seems about equal, if not less, than it would cost. You're not wrong. Honestly, Digi and I have definitely gone to Culver's for dinner and just gotten a burger. Like, I'm not saying that I only make my own ham, because I don't even, I'll be honest, if I get ground beef, I'm probably not going to make hamburgers out of it. I'm probably going to make tater tot casserole. 16 burgers in any reasonable amount of time. Absolutely. No, Prue, your point is completely valid. Now it's just, I just want to figure it out. On those guesses, good thing Robbie loved my burgers. Oh, you made homemade BBQ sauce for him. Hugs to you. But like, yeah, I don't even remember the last time I made a hamburger. I usually, if I get ground beef, I'm making like chili, tater tot casserole, meatballs. I'm not usually going to be making a burger because oh, hugs to you. Can we get some hugs in chat for our friend Practically Tragic? I'm usually all right when the sun's up. Hugs to you, my friend. Can we get some love in the chat for Practically? Hamburgers when I find pre-made burger patties. Oh no, not on clearance. No clearance burgers, Prue. Nope. I'm gonna throw that out there as a big old negative. Big old negative. Senek, how's it going, friend? I'm glad you're doing all right, Boba. All right, zippity bippity, pip pip pop. So there's that. This actually goes like this. Again, oh, hey guys, I spit on my panel. Super cute. Senek, how are you doing today? Hope you are super duper. I do want a cheeseburger now. Like, full disclosure, I do really, really want a cheeseburger. That's probably not what I'm doing. I don't even know what's happening. I don't know. Oh, there it is. Thank you, Prue. Thank you. Who doesn't love head pats? I'm Doober, but not Super. Oh no. Well, here's a blow dart full of vitamin C for you. You ready? Did you get it? It's full of zippity pow, also known as vitamin C. I do like the phrase zippity pow. It's kind of my new favorite phrase. I do try to insert it into conversation as much as humanly possible, as much as I possibly can. And then I do an awkward cartwheel and I fall. BT dubs. BT to the dubs. I am going to be doing a really, really experimental and stupid Instagram video that Digi's going to help me film that involves a cartwheel, and it's going to be tragic. So keep your eyes on the old instant grandma, because it's about to get weird on there. As it should. I feel like at this point, we should just all embrace it. Let's just embrace it. Embrace your inner weirdness. Just makes life a little bit more fun. Why be normal when weird do trick? All right, let's do that. Oops, that's actually the wrong brush. Or is it? No, it's not the wrong brush. It's just the wrong color on the brush. Tee-hee. This song always reminds me of Warner Brothers. I don't know why. I don't even think this song was in a Warner Brothers cartoon, but it just makes me think of Warner Brothers. Now again, that's probably too dark, but we're going to layer a lighter color on top of it after we kind of tip or tap everything together. So that is going to lighten Skadoodle back up. I do intentionally make these first layers darker than they need to be. That is for Jibbity Jabber Sure. You're fantastic. Sorry, that was really aggressive. I apologize for how aggressive that was, but it felt right in that moment, you know? It just felt right. And it's a kind of magic. It's a kind of magic. Diddly doodly. Diddly daddly doo doo. I said doo doo on stream. Oh no. Sometimes I just get really swept away by the aggression. Come with me and you'll be in a world of aggressive affection. Living there, you'll be free if you truly wish to be. And if you want to view paradise, simply look around and view it anything you want to. Is anyone else scared of Willy Wonka? Not like as a person, but the movie. Does anyone what is happening? I don't know. Prue, do any of us know? I don't know. I just work here, you know? I don't know. But does anyone else, going back to that question, is anyone else like really freaked out by Willy Wonka? Because that movie scares me. Like, I love Gene Wilder. I love him. I love his singing. The Gene Wilder version. I will say the Tim Burton version is also really weird and uncanny. Wouldn't swear, so she would say hot mustard on and melted fudge. You fill up my senses like a hasty madre. Howdy, Madre. How's your day going? Lovely to see you. Hope you are doing super on this fine day. But yeah, I don't like it. It freaks me out. It just freaks me out. I didn't like the Hoopa people. The Hoopa people? Specifically answer is still resounding yes. Inner voices, because okay, listen. I love stuff from the movie, like Schnozberries. Yes. I like it, but the fact, yeah, he is kind of wicked. Like the tunnel and yeah, it's spooky. What are you up to today, Madre? How's your day going? How goes it? Hopefully super dupes. But yeah, I find it very spooky. I also find The Wizard of Oz incredibly spooky. There are just certain movies that have an atmosphere that super freaks me out. Oompa Loompas, yes. Unstable men, yep. Well, I will say this. I think the part that freaks me out the most, of course, is the tunnel scene. The tunnel scene is like, I'm traumatized, right? Thanks, Dad. Oh my gosh. The straw man has a gun. Wait, who? Oh, in Wizard of Oz. Sorry, I keep switching things in my brain. But yeah, Wizard of Oz for me is another movie that I find very sort of uncanny. Like, movies that have a very strong atmosphere to them kind of freak me out a little bit. So Wizard of Oz, Willy Wonka, creepy reporter. Yeah, what was his deal? Dumbo's high trip freaked me out. Dumbo in general is like an emotionally difficult movie. Like that, it's just pink elephants. Oh my gosh, yes. Also, have you guys ever seen the movie Yellow Submarine? You ever seen that movie? That movie is probably one of the creepiest movies ever. And I used to watch it all the time when I was a kid, but then I tried to watch it again as an adult, and it was a hard pass. Oh my gosh, that movie is freaky, freaky, freaky. If you haven't seen it, it was a movie based on, like, the Beatles music, but, like, it's just so creepy and weird. They did have fun with that. Yep. Yep. Mirror Mask, kind of okay for adults, but not for... I've never heard of that before. I watched it My Way to Remember Your Mom. I've never heard of it. But yeah, there's some spooky movies out there that are almost unintentionally spooky. Like, they're not supposed to be. Hashtag core memory. To watch Coraline. They all started crying. Oh no. The first time I saw Coraline, I did not like it. I saw it in theaters, and I really didn't like it. But I watched it again, like a couple of years later. I don't know if it was on TV or if I had it on DVD or something, but I liked it the second time. There are parts of it that I'm like, ooh, creepy. Next watch party. If it isn't Henson, it's Henson adjacent. Did you see Meg Mucklebones? No, but I know what I'm going to legally change my name to. Meg Mucklebones. What's the word? Love that. I love that. I have not seen it, nor have I heard of it. Or Mags? I have not. I will say this. I love Jim Henson. I love Jim Henson. I love puppets. I love Muppets. I like to pronounce it Muppets with a B. If you haven't said that out loud, just try saying it at home. If you're sitting at home, whether you're alone or not, just try saying Muppets. It's really fun. I recommend it. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 would say the word Muppets again. Oh, yes. Yes. Pinocchio's another movie with a pretty weird vibe. Fascist Pinocchio? What is that? What is that? Is this a movie I've heard of? Fascist Pinocchio? Is that really what it's called? Really? Oh, yes. I haven't seen it. But I saw a preview for it. And is it good? Is it worth watching? I haven't seen it though. I would maybe watch that. I do really love Guillermo del Toro's movies. Pan's Labyrinth is horrifying, and there are a few parts that I skip. There are just a few things that I'm like, I don't really want that in my head. But it is a really good movie though. It was good. Nothing I'd ever go out of my way to watch again, but good. Nice. Digi and I watched a movie the other night that was pretty stressful to watch. But it had Michael Keaton in it. We're like, oh, I love Michael Keaton. You ever seen Pacific Heights? That's a pretty rough watch. I wouldn't watch it again. It was pretty frustrating and stressful and unfortunate. But if you haven't seen it, I don't know. I wouldn't really recommend it. It wasn't like a good movie, but like it was a movie. that we watched. And, you know, again, I definitely would not watch it again, though. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, yes! Nightmare Fuel. Stop motion animated Medusa was freak. I do like stop motion, though. I like the effort and the work that goes into it. But it does have a very sort of spooky, almost like jittery feel to it. But I do like I like the work that goes into it. There was actually supposed to be a game coming out, and I don't know if it came out or what, but where the entire game was done using stop motion, which I think is so cool. I think that's really neat. But I haven't really heard anything about it, so I don't know. I don't know if it's in the works or if it's or what, but it looked really cool. I don't remember what the story was, but it looked really neat. My Life? I've never heard of that one. I like Michael Keaton. Like, he is one of my all-time favorite Batman versions. Like, I think he was just a really great, goofy Batman. And I've seen him in a lot of other movies that I really liked him in. But there's others I'm like, I did not like Pacific Heights. I was not a fan of that one. It was just, I don't know, it was a lot. It was super stressful and like, I would not watch it again for sure. And I don't know, I wouldn't even say that it's like worth a watch because it kind of wasn't. But it's not fun. Yeah, exactly. Just once. Successful executive whose world shifts when he learns he is. Oh no, that's so sad. Only seen Chitty was when she was on something corrosive. Oh, gotcha. She said never again. I've never seen Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. I've never seen it, and I don't know if I want to, honestly. Neverending Story, I watched a ton when I was a kid, and I haven't seen it since. I have not watched Neverending Story in probably, I'm gonna say 30 years. Very up the alley if you don't like, it's eerie, yeah. I have a lot of memories from it though. Oddly, like I remember snippets from it, but I don't remember like the story, if that makes sense. I just remember certain images from it. Legend was the same way. I do not like the movie Legend. It's just very eerie, creepy. I don't like it. It's well done. That's the thing, is it's a very well done movie, but I don't like it. I don't like the atmosphere of that movie. It's another one of those where it's just way too much for me. Look at those little teethers. Oh, yep. It is very long. How long is it? I will say this, though. I love the theme song from Neverending Story. It slaps. The Neverending Story. So good. It's so good. But I don't know if I could go back and watch the movie after all these years. Meg Mucklebones is from. Gotcha. I think a lot of these sort of darker 80s fantasy, like Labyrinth is another one. I watched it, but I was pretty freaked out by it. I think it's just sort of it's not the puppets. Like, I love the puppety Muppets from it. I do. I really love those. But I'm a little bit freaked out by the atmosphere of that movie. It just has this sort of uncanny, eerie, weird quality to it that I find rather spooky. And by the way, spooky is spelled Spoogie. Spoogie. Did not like him say my name that much. There is something really jarring about that. When you hear your name in a movie, it's like, what? Time to be an adult again. Have a wonderful stream. Kuma, thank you so much for hanging out. It's great to see you. I hope you have a wonderful, marvelous rest of your day or night. So happy time zone. Happy time zone from all of us to you. I dig it now, but growing up I was like, eh. When I was a kid, there were a few movies that I was obsessed with. Home Alone. The first Home Alone movie. I probably watched, I don't know, 150 times. I had a problem. My sister and I were completely obsessed with this movie, okay? The other one was a movie called Clifford. And no, not the big red dog. It was a movie about a kid played by Martin Short, who was just a full-grown adult, okay? He was like 38 years old playing a 11-year-old boy. And it's... like, he's really good at it. And I was obsessed with this movie. I think it was before I realized, like, uh-oh, this kid is, like, really a problem. Anyway, it has Martin Short and Charles Grodin, playing his uncle. And this kid is obsessed with getting to a theme park called the Dinosaur World. And he basically just ruins everyone's life. Like, that's the movie, is he just is ruining people's lives and to get to this dinosaur park. And when I was a kid, it was like the funniest movie ever. So then when Digi and I got married, we, you know, it's always really fun, like, showing your favorite movies from when you were younger, and you're like, oh my gosh, this movie's so funny, blah, blah, blah. And then we tried to watch it as adults, and it is the most uncomfortable movie I think I have. Yes, and it's infuriating. It's absolutely infuriating. I don't know why I loved this movie so much as a kid, but it was unwatchable. There is one funny scene in the entire movie. And hold on. I want to find it. I'm going to post the clip on Discord. I don't think I can play it on stream. It's where he's trying to get him to look at him like a human boy. Oh, hold on. Exit. Let's do this. I accidentally opened the same. Let's see. Clifford, look at me like a normal boy. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna grab the clip real quick. It's the only part of the movie that's really, really funny. I'm gonna pop it on Discord. Let's play that. I think I locked up my music. There we go. Anyway, so I'm gonna pop that in the hey, post some stuff. So you guys watch this clip. It's the only funny clip from the whole movie. And the only watchable clip. Roscoe, I just saw your painting, by the way. It's the only part of the movie that I can still watch, because the rest of it is completely unwatchable. Roscoe, if you're still here, this is beautiful. It is beautiful in every single way. I love it. It's so beautiful. Roscoe, thank you so much for sharing. I love it. This is BEA to the beautiful. No, Senek, everyone in that movie looks like they're 45 years old. And they're trying to pass them off as teenagers. Also, is anyone else troubled by the fact that at the end of Grease, suddenly their car's able to fly? Because I just saw Grease for the first time a couple of years ago. And, like, all of a sudden, their car is just able to fly. Anyone else bothered by that? Because I sure was. I was like, why is their car suddenly magic? Why is it suddenly magic? I don't know. Roscoe, you're so welcome. Too gay for you. Welcome in. Thank you for that first time chat. And thank you for the very kind words. I really appreciate it. I'm having a ton of fun. He crashed. Arch, hello. The car is fueled by Red Bull. Maybe I need some Red Bull then. Got into a car. Oh. Or I kind of thought that they just magically flied? Flied? No, that's not the right word. Flew. Flied. I don't know. I like to think that they just have a magical car. Cody Cameron. It's fueled by the power of love. There's that one Celine Dion song. Remember? Power of love. They flied. Darn it. Now that's on the internet forever. Arch, Cody, how you both doing? Hope you're super. 2, how's it going? I wish I understood how to do this. Practice makes progress. I think anyone can learn how to paint. Anyone can learn how to draw. If you practice and you put the time and you put the effort in, I think anyone can learn. Match made in heaven. Since they flued. They flued. That's what it was. Arch, Cody, how you both doing today? Yeah. And thank you for that first time chat. But yeah, so I am actually thinking of doing like an educational stream again. We've done 1 or 2 since I've been on Twitch about blending or about color mixing. If that's something y'all are interested in, let me know. Let me know if that's something that you would like. Just sort of a little maybe tutorial stream, educational, working and lurking. I want to fly to home soon too. Working on your art. What are you working on, Cody? All right, so I think that's something that we're gonna do. We'll do like an educational stream, where we just sort of. I think blending is one thing that people ask about a lot. So we'll maybe talk about that, like the very basics of like. What medium are you using? I'm using oil paint. All right, sweet. Well, you know what? We will do that then. We will do that. I'm good. I'm sleepy as always, but super. Just another abstract piece. Heck to the yeah. But yeah, I think we'll do like a little like the basics, like maybe talking about shape, talking about value and like blending, like just some very basic stuff. I think one of the things that helped me a whole bippity boppity lot when I first started learning about hyperrealism and just realism in general is to sort of look at things and break them down into the big shapes. That's one of the things that really, and the big values too, because when you're looking at something like this, you know, it seems very color theory. Yeah. So I have more of a color hypothesis, Boba. I never technically learned any sort of color system per se. There are a lot of systems out there, but I think one of the things, I'm going to lurk, helpful doodles. Thank you so much for hanging out. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you for being here. It does mean a lot. So one of the things that helped me with color is working from reference and working from life, and learning how to hone your observational skills to go, okay, well, I can tell that this color is sort of a gray tone, right? Like it's not really, really orange. It's not really, really blue. So it's definitely like a very gray tone. However, it's also a warm gray tone. So that sort of tells me a couple of things. I'm not going to leave my colors really saturated. So whatever I start with, like when I started mixing this color, like here's my colors. I started with a whole bunch of white. Now that is always going to leave you with a much less saturated or punchy color than if I just grabbed, you know, yellow ochre and just went to town. Like yellow ochre is not the most saturated color, but it's definitely more saturated than if you didn't dump a whole bunch of white into it. So it's just sort of looking at your source material. And this is why when I tell people, hey, if you're learning color, if you're learning value, I definitely recommend either working from life or working from a photo reference. For me, working from photo reference is preferable because it takes me so long to finish a piece. I don't really want to work from life if I'm going to be spending 2 years or so on a painting. It just isn't super practical for me. Especially since my last couple of paintings were portraits. That's not a feasible thing to work from a live model. As great as that is, because I do think that working from a live model has a different quality. Working from life has a different quality than working from a photograph. But it does really, really help to sort of train your observation when it comes to color mixing and value. And it's much easier to judge those colors and those values. And this is, of course, opposed to working from your phone or your iPad, your computer screen. And the reason I say that is those things are going to emit light, and it's going to throw off your color, and it's going to throw off your values. So, and don't get me wrong, I do work from my phone. I work from my computer. I just prefer to not do that. Hello, an hour and a half. Wanted to say hi before you bip bop away. Justano, thank you for popping in, and thank you for the lurk. Oh no, we'll be going for at least another hour, if not hour and a half. I am going to need to take a break though in a minute to go get a snickle snack, because I am starting to I do need a little bit of a snickety snackety. I'm having a snickety snackety attackety. And I want to make sure I don't get overly shake skadoodle. So, but no, we'll be going for at least another hour. But yeah, I think that is one of the things that helped me improve my color mixing, because when I first started doing oils, I started in black and white. Like, I pretty much just worked in charcoal and pastel for a long time. I won't be then. The art stamina! We're doing it! Justano, how the heck you doing today, friend? I hope you're doing superty McSnooperty. How was your weekend? What did you get up to, you hoot? If possible, I'd like to finish the first layer on the skull today. That would be amazing. And then next Tuesday, we'll actually bop up and start the portrait. So that's pretty neat. But yeah, so when I first started the hyper McRealism, I started just with charcoal and white pastel, which I think is a really good thing. I think starting simple with just worrying about value as opposed to value and color, I think is really helpful, because you just get really, really comfortable at recognizing value and recognizing shape and stuff like that. I think learning to draw before learning to paint is a very useful thing to do. Did some sourcing today. Not many photos are organizing because the neighbors are getting a pool in. Oh, but I'm happy for them, so it evens out. That's nice. Is it an above ground or a below ground pool? Or is that called a sunken pool? I don't actually know. It sounds cooler for sure. The sunken pool. The rockin' pool is nice and cool. So juicy, sweet. In ground. Nice. All right. Really, really quick. I am going to go get a snickle snackle. And I'm also going to turn the air up because it's really quite warm in here. In ground. That makes more sense. But doesn't the sunken pool sound like something from Lord of the Rings? Enjoy the snickle snackle. Thank you. So friends, I'm going to be back in just a couple of minutes. Stick with me, but if you want to go get a snack, stretch your leggies, do a cartwheel. I'll see you in just a couple of minneronis with cheese. Minneronis with cheese. let's get back to these teefers then, shall we? Surprised you decided to stream at all. Would have understood. Aw. Sounds like something you should probably exercise caution. The sunken pool, it does sound dangerous. It does sound very, very dangerous. But yeah, I mean, it's been, you guys have noticed there's been no face cam for a bit. And that's simply to conserve energy because I've been super duper tired. But, having no face cam has made it a little bit easier because, you know, if I'm on camera, I just flail around so much that I use up pretty much all of the little energy I have left. So it's been a little bit, it's been better because I haven't had to cancel as many streams. I've been able to stream because, you know, I'm just like physically a little bit, oh, just I don't know. Same to you, friend. But yeah, I just super appreciate you guys. Thank you for being so incredibly understanding. I just really, really appreciate it. And I was thinking like maybe Thursday, depending on how I feel, maybe I'll do face cam. Maybe. We'll see. I kind of have to play it day by day. Like, it's hard for me to say definitely how I'm going to feel from day to day. But, yeah, I mean, we'll see. Because I like having face cam because there's some really funny... Oh, yeah, no worries, Cody. But, yeah, we will see about that. But we will either way, whether I have face cam or not, we are going to be doing a pre-sketch portrait of Gandalf the Grey on Thursday. And I think that's going to be super duper fun. Put you first. Thank you, friend. But yeah, so, you know, I just like to play it by ear. If I'm feeling up to it, then we might. But, you know, we might not, too. Look at all these little teeth. So busy now, so full of form and color. Alright, let's bebop skadoodly doo and beedly diddly doo. I wanna be like you. Oh, those were meant for the other stream. Zorg! Oh my gosh. Did you see, Boba, did you see I did a painting of him once? It was actually, given away in a giveaway to Paul Maitland Art. This was a couple of years ago now. I love The Fifth Element. It is honestly in like my top 10 all-time favorite movies. I loves it so stinking much. And, oh, here it is. Look at all these little things. So busy now, so full of form and color. Super duper fun painting. It was actually done in a slightly different style than my usual, and I really was, oh my gosh, it's so good. You know what? My favorite track from that, well, apart from the opera scene, which is just, that whole scene is an absolute bop. But I also really like the song that plays during the cab chase, and it's not on the soundtrack, and it makes me so sad. Anyway, now I want to do a painting of Gary Oldman. He's not a nice guy in that movie, but he is very fun to paint. I actually have been wanting to do a painting of the blue lady, the diva from that movie. I think that'd be super fun. So, I know! Why even have it in the movie if you're not going to include it on the soundtrack? Wait, was that the director's wife? The blue lady is the director's wife? Anyway, now I want to watch this movie. God dang it! Now I want to watch The Fifth Element. I did not know that. That is amazing. Such a good movie. But not singing. I don't...
How neat is that? That's pretty neat.
I don't remember who was the lady who actually did the vocals for that. Because I knew at one point, now I can't remember, but my gosh, so good. So good. I do have it on Blu-ray. I should watch it again too. Was it Sarah Brightman? Sarah Brightman, I actually, I really like her. Her voice is incredible, but I didn't know that was Sarah Brightman. All right, there's those toofers. I think that's looking correct. Toof-skadoodly-doo, toof-skadoodly-doo. I want a toof like you. All right, these definitely need to be softer and quite a bit darker. Embrace the dark side of the tooth. Also, the dark side of the moon, but that's a different thing. I think. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. It's been a long time since I've looked that up, but I put that song on a sing-along CD once. That didn't go so good, but it was really funny. So my sister and I and my friend Leafy Sheeps, we like to do sing-alongs in the car, and we still use CDs because we're adults, and that makes no sense. But anyway, I love CDs still, and I can't quit them. Anyway, so I make CD mixtapes, and I like to add some challenge songs onto there, so I'll always add like Phantom of the Opera, but like the really hard ones. And one time I added the Magical Flute by Mozart. Yeah, that didn't go so hot, but it was really, really funny. And sometimes it's more about the actual humor than the quality of the singing. All right, so that definitely needs to be a lot dark skadoodler. Rickadoo-doo, rickadickadoo-doo, boo-doo-doo-doo-doo, rock. But you know which one we absolutely crush every single time? My Heart Will Go On by Celine Dion. I love that song so much. We basically physically transform into Celine Dion. Or, I mean, any Lady Gaga song or Adele song, we put our all into. No, I'm not saying, do we sound exactly like them? Of course not. But we put our all into those sing-alongs. That is a bop. I love that song. I would not dare even attempt to sing it on stream, because the nice thing about a car sing-along is most of it's blocked out by the actual music, so you can't really hear yourself. But I would not dare sing that on stream. It is such a bop, though. I do love it. I unironically love that song, too. It's just so good. All right. So I do need to go back in with back. Is in my range, and I go all out with singing. Oh, what did she sing? That name sounds super duper familiar. I'm not even 100% sure what my range is. I just go for it, and most of the time it doesn't work out, but it's all about enthusiasm. It's all about enthusiasm. Oh, I'm not gonna write you a love song. Yup. I'm not gonna write you a love song. See? I don't even know. Anyway, it's good. It's a good one. That is a bop and a half. All right, let's do this. I'm gonna switch brushes. We're gonna use actually a flat brush to get a nice even layer. Gonna Get Over You is my favorite. I think the one I'm the most familiar with is I'm Not Gonna Write You a Love Song. I've definitely heard that one a couple of times. Okay, let's do that. And then there's the Bippity Snippity Snoppensteins. I'm gonna get these blocked in. I've said this a bunch of times on stream, but one of the things that I am working on with my paintings is trying to increase the just popping in really nice, sly popping in on the music video for Get Over You is funny and cute. Gives easel vibes. Aw, that's so nice. I appreciate that, friend. Sly, thank you for pippity-poppitying in and for the super duper kind words. I really appreciate it. But one of the goals with my first layers, and this has been sort of a journey for a long time, but last year I really tried to slow down and increase the sort of quality and the opaqueness of my first layer. So I wanted the first layer to be a little bit less choppy, a little bit more opaque, and a little bit more smooth. And I'm pretty happy. All of this is still first layer. Typically I do about 3 opaque layers of oil paint, at least, for a hyperrealism painting. So I'm satisfied with this as a first layer. I think it's pretty darn opaque, because then that just makes it less work on the subsequent layers. You can just continue to add more detail and it cleans up a little bit quicker. So I've really, really been working on that last year and this year. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with this for a first layer. I think it's coming together nicely, and like it doesn't look too choppy, because that was one of the things with when I try to go too fast, and I am a little bit more, I guess I'm more timid and I don't use enough paint. So that was one of the things I was doing with my first layers, is I definitely was not applying enough paint to it. So it was tending to look really see-through. You could see a lot of the brushwork. And with this style of painting, I am attempting to hide my brushwork, because it's supposed to be more of like, it's supposed to look really, really real. And my goodness, thank you.
Hello, my dear Easel.
Sharing my heart, how are you? Sharing, so good to see you. How have you been? Thank you so much for the subby. Would you like a doodle bop? What have you been up to, Sharing? We were just talking about first layer stuff, and yeah, working on improving the finish and things like that. And yeah, we're painting some TEEFs, some TEEFers. Just painting some TEEFs. All right, and then this goes like that. But yeah, how's your Tuesday going? Happy Tuesday from all of us to you. Currently trying to print something so I can make stickers. Ooh, otherwise being a chauffeur for the kiddos. Oh, wow, they start early. Really? Day 2. I feel like when I was in school, we didn't start until like September. I mean, I guess it's the 25th of August, so we're not, yeah, gross. Would you like a doodle? There's never any pressure, but if you decide you would like a quick little sketch, just let me know. Thank you so much for the support. I really appreciate it. Also, Sharing, and for anyone else who's just popping in, we are talking about doing a sort of, I don't know, Skillshare educational stream where we just kind of talk about the basics of like oil painting and hyperrealism. If that is something that you are interested in, let me know what you would like to discuss. Usually starts after Labor Day. I'm just... Today, no, but I'm just happy to be here. Well, thank you, friend. Thank you again for popping in, for saying how'd you do, and thank you for the support. It really, really helps a whole bippity-boppity, so thank you so much. But yeah, I think that'll be really fun. If there's like specific topics that you would like to have discussed. I know color is another one that has been asked for several times, which I'm happy to discuss color. The thing about color for me is I don't have like, when people say color theory, I guess when I have more of a color hypothesis. A lot of what I do is just like, I just practiced a bunch. So I'm like, okay, I can look at a color and goes, that looks like this, and this pigment. But I think that's more of like I think with color theory, like learning to mix color and how colors relate to each other is definitely a really good skill to have, but I don't know, like I don't have a system. I just kind of guess. I got to watercolor. I never done oil. It was the last one in the training, so it's interesting to me. But yeah, I mean, we could go through like the basics. I'm not like so good at explaining my color hypothesis. It's kind of just like, oh, I don't know, that looks like white with ochre. So I think part of it is for me was just sort of learning the pigments that I have, like learning the colors that I have specifically. So like I know I can look at this mushroom and be like, oh, it kind of looks like cobalt because I use cobalt a lot. And I'm like, there's a little something else in there, so maybe there's some ultramarine. But I think it's just sort of practicing matching colors so you can get familiar, and then you can apply it to like imaginative art, or you can apply it to things that maybe don't exist as much. Like once you're familiar with what your colors can do and how they interact with each other, and I suppose that can be called color theory. Color theory is really just, isn't it just really how different colors interact with each other and how they mix with each other and how they complement each other? So anyway, if that's color theory, then yes, let's. But yeah, I think it's because I just sort of stumbled my way through it for so many years that I don't always feel confident with like, you know what, I don't know if I might just be rambling and I might be overthinking it, but yeah, I will definitely do my best to help with whatever questions you guys have, because that's color theory. There you go. there you go. We can totally talk about color theory then. But I think the best way to learn color is to just do it. Just find a reference, find an object, find something to observe, and then mix the colors of that thing. And I was saying this earlier, I definitely recommend not doing that from a screen, unless you're doing digital art, but because then, you know, it's all on a screen. But like if you want to do that with like a physical medium, like watercolor, acrylic, oil, anything you have to mix colors for, I would recommend just like either working from life or working from a photo reference. Just because the light that your phone or your computer screen is going to mix or emit is going to throw that off, especially the value. Everything is going to look lighter. Everything is going to look lighter. So I really like either working from life or, I mean, if that's an option. It's not an option for everyone. So if you can't do that, then one little trick that I would recommend, and I can't seem to find mine, but I have this little piece of paper that's somewhere in this room, but I think it fell on the floor and I can't find it. But basically what it is it's a little piece of paper and you cut a hole, like a tiny little hole out of the middle, and you can hold it over your phone screen to isolate a color. And that actually helps a lot. It makes it a little bit easier to sort of isolate a color and a value. PJ, welcome in, you hootin' dinger. How's it going? Hope you're having a great Tuesday, my friend. But yeah, I think that it's pretty useful if you're, oh wait, here it is. I found it. It was under my keyboard this whole time. Okay. So this is what I'm talking about, and I have two different sizes in it. And actually, this does help a lot. Whether you're working from your screen or you're working from a photo reference, you can hold it over any value and isolate that value without the colors around it affecting your perception. Because, thanks, friend. When you look at a color, it is directly affected by what surrounds it. So like when I first started adding these TEEFs in, if I didn't have this black in, it would look way too dark. But if I take my little color picker and I isolate it and I look at that value, it's actually spippity spot on. So that's a little handy dandy thing that I started doing a couple of years ago, just to sort of, especially when I first start a painting and I'm not familiar with the color mix, I'm not familiar with the piece. I definitely like to do that because it's a very useful little tool to help you see things and isolate those colors and values without it being affected by all of the stuff around it. So anyway, that's something kind of neat that you can try. It helped me a ton. And you can use that on your screen too. It helps to sort of isolate a specific color or value.
How neat is that? That's pretty neat.
But yeah, I used to really genuinely dislike color mixing. It felt like it just felt overwhelming. And I was like, I don't really understand how people are getting these colors so accurate, but it's like any other skill. The more you do it, the more comfortable you get with doing it. And I think that as with any other skill, practice makes progress. And there are still some colors that I struggle to get, like a lot of shades of like, especially if I'm painting outside. Because the thing about plein air painting is the light is constantly changing. Everything's moving. It's very difficult sometimes to judge the light and the value. So that's another instance where I will actually use the little color picker. And I'll like hold it up to a value. I'm like, oh, that's like dark. Because everything is going to look lighter. It's going to look more extreme, I guess. When you're outside, especially since everything's moving. But now I'm convinced John his freckles straight up yellow. You know what's so funny too is the light in which a photo is taken can just completely and utterly change the way something looks in reality. Like if I were to zoom in on any of the references I use, it's like, is it really that color? That happened a lot, actually, Boba. The more things blur together, it's so true, PJ. When I was working on this painting, Boba, I was working on the area underneath the teapot. And it was the cards underneath the teapot. And because they're completely surrounded with extremes, there's like the really bright cards in the foreground, and there's the it's like straight up black under the teapot, right? But when I went to mix it, I kept mixing it way too light. And I would look and I'm like, oh my gosh, is it really that dark? Because it doesn't look that dark in the painting. It doesn't look, because it's almost black. But because of the context, it's surrounded by all that dark, all that shadow. You apply it in context and it's correct. So that's the tricky thing, that it shouldn't be that, it shouldn't look that light, but it's all about the context. So that's where one of these little puppies is just super duper handy. When your brain, because your brain is going to play tricks on you. When you're mixing colors and you're judging value, your brain is going to just beyond play tricks on you. And playing tricks on me. Oh, whoa. I got a feeling this color's watching me and playing tricks on me. But yeah, the more things blur together, you're not wrong. You're not wrong, PJ. PJ, what are you up to today? All right, this needs to be pretty dark. I think the other nice thing I like about oils is how much you can layer them and how unbelievably opaque they are. That is one of my favorite things about them, because if I go in and I make a boo-boo, it's really pretty easy to fix it. Because, you know, we all make mistakes. And I make quite a few of them when I paint. So that's the other thing I really like about oils, is it just lets you... Because I have worked with like markers and stuff, and I like them a lot, but I find that I have a lot more trouble in the later stages because I can't quite commit to like a shape or a value. So like the more I get into the piece, the more I'm like, oh, whoops, I should have left this blank for a highlight. It's almost like the opposite of working from oils. Like watercolors for me are the same. I love watercolors. I love the way they look, but I have yet to figure those babies out. To me, I think watercolor is much trickier than oils. Because oils, like, you just keep layering, and like you do with watercolors, but watercolors are very transparent. So I think that's what scares me, is like I make a lot of mistakes and then I fix it as I go. I feel like with watercolors, you have to have such a well thought out plan. And like you have to plan for your highlights, and you have to plan, you know, for how you're gonna layer stuff. I feel like with oil, it's like slap it on there and blend it. Like that's how I feel anyway. But you know, correct me if I'm wrong. Look, he's got teethers now. Look at all those little teethies. Yeah, color's a tricksy thing for sure. Yeah, I definitely love the way watercolor looks. And there's so many artists on Twitch that are masters at it, and I'm like, well, I don't know how you're doing that, but it is fantastic. Watercolors and acrylics scare the pants on me. Oils all the way. I think that the nice thing, because acrylics to me, it's like the bridge between watercolor and oil. Patience and layer, absolutely. No, absolutely, because you have to wait for, I mean, and you do with oils, you have to wait for it to dry, and it can take a long time. But like watercolor, it's the same thing. You have to wait for it, otherwise it reactivates the paint, and then you have lift, and it's like, it scares me for sure. I mean, probably. I think it's just a matter of, I haven't practiced it. I really admire it, but I haven't taken the time to learn it. And I think that is really true. I think you can learn any medium, and you can learn so many different skills, and it just takes practice, and I haven't really put the time in. And I think it really is putting the time and the effort and the energy in, and you can learn it. And I completely agree with you. But I think the part of it is I am completely obsessed with charcoal and pastel and oils. And I actually only really started to get back into oil painting in, I think it was 2021 when it was probably 2021 that I really started to get back into it and trying to learn it. Because I did it back in like 2012. I was attempting to oil paint, but I didn't know a lot of the technical side of it, because there is a lot of technical things to oil painting that you should know, or you could have some not great results. So there was a lot of stuff that I was doing that I would absolutely not do now, including not varnishing my paintings, which is really bad. I love gouache, but I haven't done it in forever, so now I feel like I'm starting over. That is it. It's so true. Like when you walk away from it for a long time, you're like, shoot, how did I do this before? Crack 3D Fox Studio. Friends, if you don't follow Sharing My Art, share. And if you don't, I think that's right. Yes. Sharing My Art, and if you're not following Crack 3D Fox Studio, two fantubulous artists here in the chat, 3D Fox Studio, there we go. Follow our friends in chat, two fabulous artists. How you doing today? Crack 3D Fox Studio. Oh my gosh, you're so welcome. It'll come back. Absolutely. It will. It will come back. It took me a little bit of time to sort of get used to handling paint as opposed to handling a pencil. But they are actually, I think a lot of mediums sort of overlap. And that's what I was going to say about acrylic. Acrylic is different than oils because it does dry super duper fast. However, there are a lot of similarities too. The opacity of the acrylics, you know, you can get a really nice opaque layer. You can blend it, you just have to blend it really, really fast. I mean, I think that's kind of the main, it's both the advantage and the disadvantage of acrylic, because disadvantage, you can't blend it forever, but it does dry really, really fast, and you can do a second layer really, really quick. He said hi to you earlier because I was oh my gosh. Well, hi, Hubs. Hi, friend. Oh my gosh. Hugs to you, sharing. This is like my 5th time trying to get these stickers cut. I'm going to run my kid to work. I'll be back. Thank you for the lurky, friend. Happy driving. We'll see you in a toodle pop. Thank you for being here. And I will say that anytime I have to use a printer, I get very mad. Printers make me very angry. I don't have road rage anymore, but I definitely still have printer rage. I think many of us can relate to that. But yeah, what are you working on, Crack? What are you up to? Hope you're doing a super duper doops. Super doops. Super duper doops. Because I was napping. I love a good nap, man. Man, so good. I could use a nap. I'm pretty dang tired. Oh my gosh. My, one of my coworkers, we had a Cricut machine. I think that's what a Cricut, whatever it's called. And it was used for cutting out stencils. I have never seen her so mad. I never had to use the thing because that wasn't my job. Thank goodness. But this is when I worked at the paint and sip, so I was just the instructor. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I've never seen her so mad though. Oh, a nap sounds amazing. I'm almost there. One more pass. I think you got this, friend. I meant to lay down for like 20 minutes because my head was hurting. 2 hours. You needed it. If you fall asleep and you pass out for 2 hours, you needed it. Like, I'm not usually able to nap for more than, honestly, usually it's about, I don't know, 30 seconds to 5 minutes. Somewhere in that range. I don't know what it is, but so once in a rare while, I'll have this mega nap where I nap for like an hour. And it's like, I needed that nap. It doesn't happen often, but when it does, I'm going to tell you right now, it is absolutely exquisite. Absolutely exquisite. Because, as an adult, I think our resting state is tired. How do you say tired in Spanish? Because I feel like this calls for the oomph that only Spanish can provide. How do you say tired in Spanish? My sister-in-law speaks really excellent Spanish, so she'd be able to... Cansada? Okay, muy cansada. Our resting state is tired. I need that on a shirt. All right, well, let me write that down. And then we should draw like a tired, possum, raccoon? What do you think? I did not express my correlated presence. Estonio cansada? Wait, what does Estonia mean? What does that mean? Does that mean very tired? Estoy cansada. Estonia? I was like, what does Estonia mean in Spanish? Oh, man. Oh, wait a minute. Johnny. Hello, Johnny. Raccoon is perfect. All right. Resting. I did not know that was hubby. A sloth. Ooh, that's a good one. State is tired. A sloth would be really good. Sloth. Yes. T-shirt. I have to write down that it's a t-shirt. Atomic Widget, how's it going, Fran? Welcome in. Sloth would be really good, though. Very good. But yeah, Johnny, welcome in again. I did not know that you were the hubs of Crack 3D Fox Studio. So nice to have you here. What a hoot. What a real world-class hootendinger. Neat. I want to make this t-shirt too, but if Easel is going to do it, then I won't. Should we do that? I think we should do that on stream, right? Like, that's going to have to be its own stream. Absolutely. And then he's holding like a cup of joe, like a sick cup of joe. Heck yeah. All right, look at these little toofs. He's got teethers. I think he's got some pretty swell teethers too. Hope Crack is... I am not a fox. I am her hub. You know what? Those are words of wisdom right there. Words of wisdom. All right, teethers. That needs to be blended. That needs to be blended. Blendalified. Blendification. That's what I was going for. Yes. Like, I'm thinking big, like, bags under the eyes. Okay, we need to do this. This is gonna be our next goofy stream project. Love it. I love it, my precious. Smeagol. Good Smeagol. Always does. Alright, more of this value here. Alright, now let's do a little bit of blendification here. What else would you be? Grow up. So, Digi is now getting some white hairs. And I was like, aw, look at you. You're going to be a silver fox in no time. And he looks uncomfortable, and it's really funny. It's really, really funny. Oh, and speaking of Digi Squatch, we have completed our community challenge. Digi and I will be playing a Sasquatch hunting game. I have to still figure out the date, but I think we're going to be doing that on a Friday evening so more people can join. And we will be joined by my brother, also known as Community Bro, and he is going to help me hunt down Digisquatch. And hopefully we can defeat him, but he's going to be a wily one. Anyway, so that's going to be coming up. I'm super duper duper excited about it. And I hope you guys are too. It is going to be a dumpster fire, but in the best way. You know, like, we all love a good dumpster fire. I know I do. Trash Bandit is good. I'm going to be a Trash Bandit. Oh, wait, I already am. Anyway, so all of that to say that Digi's hair is going gray, and I'm going to hunt him as a Sasquatch. So now you guys know. Now you know. And normally you're not able to say that sentence and actually have it be true. But here we are. Here we are. This is an amazing sentence. I've never gotten to say that sentence in my life, and I'm really happy about it. I'm really happy about it, Fox. I really, really am. 3D Fox Studio. Dun 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 dun. All right, little tip taps. Just trying to soften all of these little shippity shapes. I don't want it to be too sharp. And this again goes back to working on edges and making sure that those edges are correct. Paying attention to all of the little gradations between these values. Is it a sharp gradation? Is it a long, soft gradation? Gotta pay attention to those things. And plus it's really, really fun to blend and tipper tap. Tip-a-tap, tip-a-tip-a-tap. Sounded like drunk Christopher Walken a little bit. Walking in a winter wonderland. Someday I do want to do a good impression of Christopher Walken. It is not this day though. There's something, well, first of all, I mean, it's Christopher Walken. He has one of the most distinct voices ever. Second of all, I would love to hunt down your husband. That's another great sentence. Fox, thank you, thank you, thank you. That means a lot. I really appreciate it. How's your painting going? How goes? If you guys haven't followed Crack 3D Fox Studio, Jiminy Cricket, you need to. Absolutely amazing artist here on Twitch. So if you're not following, you definitely need to. Have you heard of the Ibex mask? Oh, why does that sound so familiar? Sounds fun. Well, I mean, you're not wrong though, Johnny. You're not wrong. Ooh, I have an idea that I've been working on digitally. Do you want to share? No pressure, of course, if it's a secret. But I love hearing what you're working on. Of course, there's never any press. There's never any press. Press skadoodly doo. Yeah, we've talked about this before, Fox, but I may or may not have sketched out another painting idea. I think I have a problem. I don't have time for any of these. And yet, here we are. Here we are. I've ended on the shores of the sea. But yeah, I'm really glad that you're having a good time with it and that it's going well. Heck yeah, friend. That is a maze. All right, let's smooth out these teefers a little bit. Smooth them out a little bit. Oh, it is definitely a problem. It is 100. Well, so the idea, and I know you're gonna be really shocked. It's Alice in Wonderland inspired. So the idea is it would be a very simple portrait of Alice, in profile holding a book. But like kind of around the portrait, the canvas is torn and Wonderland is spilling out from the canvas. I think that'd be really cool. What is the orange and red flowiness? So, here is the referoni for this one. And so it's like colorful smoke that's transforming into playing cards. It is going to be a absolute hoot and holler to really get into it. But right now, I think the more context we build, the more readable this piece is going to be. But so this piece was created using something called a multiple exposure within the camera and 3 different colored lights. So all of the portrait was done in camera. And then we photographed a arch made out of playing cards and wire. And then I put that into GIMP and I cranked the chroma and the saturation. And smeared it so with the smudge tool in GIMP to get the smoke effect. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Let's check out what you've been working on. Oh, love this. That is going to be so cool. Seriously, thank you so much. That's incredibly kind. Thank you. I'm really excited about it. Current progress on the background. Oh, I love this. This is just the best. Also, your line work is flippin' phenomenal. So good. Amazing. But yeah, I love the idea of the copper leaf. It does remind me of like water or like, you know, it's just got a really good flow to it. So I think this is going to be me awesome. I cannot wait to see. How neat is that? That's pretty neat. But yeah, this painting is going to be it's going to be a long one. There's a few sections of this that I am pretty terrified of. So if we look up here, and it's really hard to see, so I do apologize. So right here, there is a little crown atop her head that is made out of playing cards. And for some absolutely insane and psychotic reason, I decided to make it mostly out of the backs of playing cards. So, you know, the back of a playing card that's all blue and has teeny tiny little pattern. Yeah, that's what that's made out of. So, I didn't draw that in. It's red and blue, which I forgot there were red ones. Whoops. I didn't draw it. All I did was draw in the shapes of the cards themselves. I didn't draw in any of the pattern. Oh, it's gonna be absolutely. I want to go around the woman and the snake, but right now it feels a bit too flat. I think it's gonna be incredible. Yep. So I'm really scared of that part. It's gonna be interesting. I've never actually attempted to paint the back of a playing card in any extensive way. So it's, oh boy, that's going to be very interesting to see how that comes out. Oops. Gwyneth, away, Gwyneth, you hush up now. Hush up, Gwyneth. Nobody cares what you think. If you guys don't know who Gwyneth is our inner monologue that tells us we can't do it. It's the negative Nancy of our inner monologue, except her name's Gwyneth, though. Her name is Gwyneth. Thank you, friend. Thank you. Yeah. Well, I think one of the things I learned from the last time I painted playing cards was don't do the card, the base of the card, and the pattern at the same time. It's a really bad idea, because then what you're doing is you're doing very intricate line work and trying to blend it with wet paint. Is he stretching for the hunt? He is stretching for the hunt. I'm so excited. And the actual photo reference, thank you! It is really fun to kind of go outside of the reference a lot. And I've been doing that a lot more with my pieces, where I kind of add my own zippity pow. And that's been super fun, because I think it's been really freeing to not worry if it's like exactly like the reference, you know? Fox's Dottie? Wait, what? What? But yeah, it's gonna be one of those things that I think I've learned a lot from previous attempts of painting playing cards. So I've learned a lot of what not to do. And one of the things that I definitely did not do on this piece is I'm not going to attempt to do the pattern and the lettering and the numbers at the same time as the base color. It's going to make a huge difference. Oh, Dottie is your Gwyneth. Gotcha. Okay, yep. Then yes, yes. Hue is the unmixed color you put on the palette. It changes as you add another color to it. I think the hue, I always get this confused, because I think the hue is just the shade of the color. I think that's just like the shade. It's like it's where it's at, just by itself on the color wheel, I think. The saturation just has to do with how pure or punchy the color is. And then there's also the value of the color. Yangalaroo, a doodly-doo, a bippity-boppity-poo. Exactly. Yep. So it's not so much whether or not it's a mixed color on your palette or whether it's straight out of the tube. I think it just has to do with the color. It's just like the color and the position of where it is on the color wheel, question mark. And then again, the saturation is how pure or saturated that color is. And then again, the value is how dark or how light it is. Any color is a hue, exactly. Yangalaroo, how the heck are you? A bippity boppity boo. If you guys are not following Yangalaroo, fantastic artist here on the Twitchy. It's so good to see you, friend. How's your day going? Thank you for popping in and being awesome. But yeah, I always get hung up when someone asks, what is hue? I'm like, I think it's just like what the color is. If that makes sense. Maybe it doesn't. And then the saturation is just how punch skadoodly that color is. Just trying to push back Oh, itty bitty art block. Your work is so phenomenal, and I know you're gonna bop your way through it. I know you will. Is how much pigment there is against there being no pigment. Yes. Okay, so that is correct. I always get really confused when I have to like try to explain that, and hence the stammering. But I think a basic knowledge of color and how it interacts with each other. You know, like if you mix blue and orange, you're going to get mud. If you mix purple and yellow, you're going to get mud or brown. But sometimes it makes a really nice punchy brown though. So I have used purple and yellow to make a brown. I think it makes a really nice brown though. But I think one of the things that helped me is just learning specifically what the pigments that I use. Like if I'm trying to find a good example. Like I have many different shades of red. Okay. Like I have some more warm reds. Like this is a super duper yellow orange shifted red. This is cadmium scarlet. And this is naphthol red light. And these two colors, although they are both red, are very different. And then you have something more like, let me find a more cool red. Oh, this is technically a magenta, but it can be used as red. And this is super duper cool shifted. So you have all these different reds, you have all these different options for colors. And I think one of the things that's super duper helpful is to learn specifically what your colors are like and how they interact with each other. So if I took, say, this red, which is that super yellow orange shifted red, and I mixed it with ultramarine, you're not going to get a good purple, right? Because this has a ton of yellow in it. So it's going to make sort of a muddy purple. But if I took this ultramarine and I mixed it with Necrodone, which is much more cool shifted, you're going to get an excellent purple. So I think it's just a matter of getting familiar with how your colors interact with each other. Now, if you're working digitally, which is pretty sweet, you have the full color wheel without having to worry really about mixing your colors as much. Of course, you're going to layer these colors and they are going to interact with each other in that sense. But like you can pick a color off the color wheel and it's going to be a great color. No, you ready? Did you get it? Rather than explaining. I do think that doing is a much better way to learn than explaining. Don Leon, Don Hee Ho, Hoodly Toe, Snoodly Do. That is a struggle. I've abandoned many oh my gosh, same. So like sometimes I will, if I don't feel like working on an existing project, Madre, I'll just throw a bunch of random colors on my palette and I go to town and just do, and most of the time these paintings get scrapped because they are objectively not good. They're just like a mud bath. And so, but it is fun to experiment. It is fun to be like, oh, so that color does not play well with others. And it's just very interesting. A true neutral gray. There's actually many, many paths to mix a good gray. And it depends. Do I want a cool gray? Do I want a warm gray? There is sort of a neutral gray, I'm sure. I can't say that I've ever really needed just like a flat gray. This is the black that I use. This is lamp black. Lamp black is a warm black. There's also where's my Mars black? I know I have, oh, here it is. Mars black is also more of a warm black. It's actually really nice. There's so many flavors of gray, and that's the thing. Made mud yesterday, just scooched that pile. Exactly. I haven't done that. I think that is such a helpful thing to do. You know what? Here's my opinion on using pre-mixed colors. I say, do whatever you want. Just do it. There's no rules. I use black. I mean, I add umber to it so it dries, but like I use black from the tube. I could mix my own black, but like, trying to dress them all up. Doom, welcome. Oh no, Doom, hugs to you. Getting Crowley on us. Wait, what does that mean? Who's Crowley? Is Crowley a danger noodle? I don't know what that means. But Madre, it is super duper helpful to write down your color mixes. If you find a color mix that works and is successful, write that puppy down, because for your painting specifically, the colors on that are so crazy and like the color shifts are so sneaky. Do what thou wilt, exactly. Yeah, not as strong. More of a tint, therefore more room to do. Ooh, that's too much black. Which I wasn't expecting. Interesting. I've never tried peach black. I've never tried it, but I am intrigued. But yeah, it is really, really helpful to write down what you're doing. If you're going to be going back to a painting, you know, and you're going to need that same color mix, write it down. Write down the ratio. Write down what works. Write down the amounts that you mixed in. I think it's hard to keep yellow punchy and still trying to add a drying color. That is true. There does come a point when I'm painting where, especially like maybe with the last layer, sometimes you're just not able to add the quick drying pigment. And I have done that and it's still not dry. And that is the price. I mean, it'll dry eventually. That's the thing. But sometimes you do just need to kind of go for it. Add a little bit of medium to it, maybe because that will help the drying time. But yeah, sometimes you're not able to. Neon orange and neon green together for the punchy. Ooh, yes. I stuck them under a wobbly table. Love that, Dawn. Love that. The most diabolical man to ever live. Okay, then I'm going to say no. I'm going to say I'm not doing that. But I am very, I don't know. I feel like, because when I was in school, I was told never use pre-mixed black, never use white straight from the tube. And I'm like, never? Really? Never? I think I'm just going to do it anyway. Ooh, I've never tried alizarin orange and I would love to. He's highly overrated. I've never heard of this person. A cool warm grays in warm shades, subtle and suggestive. Trick me into seeing purples and blues, even if pink portraits and skin colors. This is another instance, Scenic, where I recommend one of these puppies. There's also paint all over it, so I apologize. But anyway, I recommend one of these little guys. This is a color picker. And it helps you to isolate color and value out of the context of what's around it. And right out of the... I've used paint right out of the tube. I do that all the time, especially with red and especially with yellow. There are sections of this painting. Those mushrooms, the mushrooms is naphthol red right out of the tube. It is directly out of the tube. It is unmixed with anything else. The orange on that little bird, that is Shiva orange, straight out of the tube. Super strong yellow on Listen's background, painting over it with other stuff, even dry, still turning. Yeah, it is really interesting. My go-to deep black is burnt umber and phthalo blue. Yeah. See, when I'm plein air painting, I don't use black out of the tube. When I'm plein air painting, I do burnt sienna with either what is that? Ultramarine violet or ultramarine blue, because you just get a really nice sort of chromatic blue. But yeah, I would definitely recommend, if you're looking for a way to sort of see a color just by itself, it is like a color blinder. It takes the color out of the context. Because like, okay, you look at this and this seems pretty bright, but that's because it's against this black. This is actually a very pretty dark to mid-tone gray. It's very warm it has a little tinge of yellow to it, but in context, it looks a lot brighter. So it definitely helps to have color fatigue. Oh gosh, yeah. So I did a painting that had a bright red background in it. It was so bright when I first started Scenic that I actually, when I walked away from the canvas, I saw the impression of the painting with my waking eyes. It was this painting. So this painting had, this is the tale of Sparrow McGee. Sparrow, so kind. Thank you so much for the sub-aroni with cheese. Wouldst thou like a doodle, my friend? How's it going? But yeah, this painting, I was working on it all day. And when I kid you not, I walked away from the painting before I lessened. This is toned down by a lot. But when I first did it, it was straight out of the tube. It was bright red straight out of the tube. And I walked away and I could actually see the imprint of the painting. I was like Frodo Baggins. I could see it with my waking eyes. It was literally what was happening. But yeah, Sparrow, let me know if you would like a doodle. Thank you again so much for the support. I really appreciate all the subs today. It's super duper kind. Thank you. But yeah, we're working on some teefies today. Look at all those little teefers. You got cute little teefers. An emo lizard. Oh my gosh, yes. My eyes. I legit. Oh, actually, it was funny, Madre, because Digi came in before I toned down that red. And he was like, how are you even looking at that right now? And I was like, yeah, it is kind of bright. Sparrow, how have you been, friend? I hope you're having a great start to your week aroni with cheese. Scoodly doobity doo. We did a dancing frog today. The dancing queen, froggy spleen. Now, see, the only thing I could think of was spleen. That's not really what I wanted. He's actually kind of shredded though. Like, he's got, well, maybe not shredded. I use that word too liberally, I think. All right, an emo lizard. I love it.
Oh, my darkness. The darkness.
Sparrow, what have you been up to, you hoot? You hootin' tootin'? But yeah, it was, Digi was like, I think you need to tone that color down a little bit. All right, so Sparrow, and we're going to do an emo lizard. So obviously we have to have the emo swoop. Actually, more swoopy. Working and burping. What else can you ask for, right? Fine edges, tight and precise, leaves a hump of paint, and you don't want that. It has to look flush. That's actually part of why I work in such small sections, because I don't want little paint lumples. All right, I think we should have like really extreme winged eyelashes here. And he's not smiling. He's not smiling. Hi, child, how are you, my friend? Heating pad for your feet. I love my heat pad. Let's have a little spiky collar. Hi, child, how are you doing? I hope you're having a super duper day. We're painting drawing an emo lizard for our friend Sparrow McGee. And then we're going to have him in like a little t-shirt with a skull on it. Teefers? Maybe skull and crossbones. And then really big pants. Really big. Maybe a chain. Okay, there we go. I would be this lizard. I would. Good progress made on the electronics despite some unforeseen complications. Thank you so much for hanging out. Roscoe, you too. You too. Have a wonderful day. It's better now that I get to watch some paint stuff. Oh, hugs to you, friend. We're big pants people. Oh, cool. Spam risk. Go away. Go away. Don't you leave a voicemail. I don't want to hear it. What were we talking about? I don't remember what we were... Oh, yeah. Anyway, write down your color mixes. It can really help save some time later. A lot of loud chopping veggies for the next hour. So I'm going to sign off. Love you. Have a wonderful evening, Madre. Happy chopping to you. Thank you so much for popping in, and looking forward to seeing you on Saturday. How neat is that? It's pretty neat. But child, I'm sorry that you're having maybe a tough day. I hope things get better for you, friend. Thank you for bopping on in. Okay, then his hands are just sort of limply at his side. Big pants. I want this lizard to be my spirit animal. Probably better tomorrow. They can't all be greats. I mean, that's true. That's true. Well, I hope it does get better for you, friend. Hope you're able to get some rest and decompress. Because that can really help too, for sure. Oh, my dark lizard. I never thought I would say that sentence. Alright, then he'll have his little lizard feet. Alright. Sparrow, here is your emo lizard. There he be, just living his best life. Should we make this into an emote? Let me ask you that. Should we make this puppy into an emote? Because I feel like we already have Emo Tweety, and if you haven't seen that, that is in our... I think that's in our emotes. Alright, so we're going to make this guy into an emote. Let me write that down. Sparrow, thank you again for the Prime subby. I really appreciate it. Okay, Emo Lizard emote. Done. Why do you do this to Chat and I? Why do we do so many things? So many things, my precious. Today we are working on the teethers on the skull. Teeferonis with cheese. Yes, please. Do. And right now we're kind of bip-bopping, zipple-zopping these edges. And oh, that's what I was saying. So, I work on, when I do my hyperrealism stuff, I actually make sure that I work in small sections so I don't leave any of those paint edges, because I also dislike that. I don't like to have any sort of joining edges in my pieces. I like to keep things very soft and blendified and unified. So that is one of the things when you're working in sections like this, is you do have to sort of keep in mind how long you have bumpy paint. I don't like bumpy paint. You have to keep in mind how much time you actually have to paint. So with me, I do very small sections at a time. And if I do end up adding or biting off more than I can chew, and I have to leave an area unfinished, oh, they're a huge no, completely agree. So if I have to leave an area unfinished, like if I was ending right here and right here, I would just take my watercolor brush and soften this edge to make sure I don't have any of those paint bumpies. Because once they're there, the only thing you can really do is sand them. And the last thing in the entire universe that I want to do is sand a painting. I've had to do it, and it's not fun. I've also had to sand a drawing because the drawing wouldn't accept any more material. Don't recommend it. It's really, really not fun to do. It's really not fun to do. Anyway, so just tip or tap your edges before you're done and you can completely avoid that. It's all about the tip-a-tapping, my friends. It's all about the tip-a-tapping. Yeah, huge no. Huge, huge, huge no. It's one thing, though, like if I'm doing an alla prima painting, like a looser, more brushular painting, then it's fine. I definitely have a little bit more paint buildup on those because it's not meant to... I'm not trying to hide the brushwork. If I'm hiding the brushwork and I'm hiding like how the paint is applied, then it's a big fat no-no. And I definitely do not like to leave paint bumpies. Like this one especially, I don't want all of these, because all of this was painted in different sections, but because I tipper tapped the edges of everything, it's not really an issue. I mean, I don't know. I don't think there's any... While abstract is not typically my jam, I don't think that it's a bad thing. Like it's not necessarily my taste. There are definitely abstract paintings that I love and I really enjoy looking at. It's not specifically what I do, but I mean, if that's how you work, that's how you work. I'm not gonna say that there's like a right or wrong way to paint. You paint however you want. And everyone's gonna have different tastes. It's not necessarily my taste. Now, I'm not a fan of the banana tape to the wall. I'm not going to pretend that I'm a fan of the banana tape to the wall. I think that's horse hockey. But, like, you know, there's all sorts of different ways of painting, and there's different ways of expressing your ideas. So, I don't know. I think, do what you like, and, paint the way you like. You use that black straight out of the tube, or your white straight out of the tube. Yeah, it's expressive creativity, and I don't think there's, art is art as long as a human made it. Exactly. Like, the whole AI, we won't get into AI art because that is a whole other discussion, but like, oh, you're a human and you made this thing? Awesome. But yeah, I think for me, like, I definitely... There are a lot of different styles of art, and it's not all... Definitely not all hyperrealism. Like, I like to do hyperrealism, but I'm a fan of many different artists and types of art and styles of art. I say do what you enjoy. It's your art. Like, if you're not enjoying it, then why are you doing it? I happen to just enjoy this particular technique. I find it very, very satisfying and very entertaining. But it's not everyone's taste. Like, I definitely have heard, like, what is the point of hyperrealism? What is the point of photorealism? Just take a picture. And like, why are you doing this? Well, here's the thing. I love the technique. And especially now that I'm adding more surrealism to my work, I just think it's a lot of fun. I like doing it. And yeah, I mean, it's not everyone's cup of tea. Not everyone digs it, and that's okay. That's okay. I've gotten rejected from shows because they didn't want hyperrealism. Those poor painting elephants. Oh no. Ibex Masters. Who looked more real than the real thing. There's a couple of hyperrealists that I follow that I think that adding your own touch to a reference and to a photograph or whatever it is that you're painting, I think that it does add a quality that a photograph can't actually... If a living creature made it. Yeah, I think it just adds a quality that a printed photograph can't really achieve. Because I think the other thing about oil paint... Photograph? What's that? I think oil has a quality and physical media and digital art, it all has a quality to it that you can't really get just with a photograph. I think it just adds a little bit of zippity pow. And again, it's not everyone's taste, and that's fine. That's totally fine. People can like what they like. I do love painting TEEFs. Elephant art gallery, no! I want to see what the pachydermis is made. Okay, how do I, okay, how do I get, let's browse. Let's see what the elephants paint. No, I love elephants so much. I love elephants so much. Oh my gosh, I love it. I've heard of Ibex Masters and I cannot think of what that is. Oh, Jojo. Jojo painted that. I would buy elephant art because I know they're cute little trunks. Oh no, I like this one. Baboon. I don't know how to say most of these names, but oh my gosh, I love elephants so much. Oh, their Instagram. Oh, I'm already following them. Oh, this one is so cool. I really like this one. Thank you. It's funny, I was following them and then I must have completely forgot. I do follow a lot of people on the gram, but I like this one too. This one's got some great texture. Do I follow this person? Yep. Really cool. This is insane. Look up Ibex Masters, friends, on the Instant Grandma. I'm already following. Here's the funny thing about Instagram is how many people that you follow do you actually see in your feed? Right? Exactly, Senek. Yeah. So like I follow them and I'm sure I obsessed over them, but then I never see their posts, right? So, so annoying. Gosh. Anyway, I have things to say. I have things to say and things to do. But it does frustrate me when I don't see the people that I follow, because it's like, hey, I'd really like to support my artist friends. That'd be super. Thanks. Okay, thanks, Instagram. That'd be great. Okay, thanks, bye. I follow probably only 200 people that actually post regularly anymore. I hope I see almost... I mean, that's the thing. You hope that... I follow a lot of people, so that does make sense that I see less of the people that I follow. But, like, even so, I feel like if I go and I interact with someone's profile, show me that person's profile, you know? Like, I don't know. It's weird. Like, there were pieces from Blue Skittle that I had never seen because Instagram didn't show me. And I'm like, well, hey, you goober. I'd kind of like to see Skittle's work. Thanks. But yeah, I don't see exactly. So many posts. Like, Hobbits is making no posts. My precious posts. If I haven't seen them because Matt, you also toggle following instead of seeing top things. Oh, that's really smart. I see your Digi Skittle, Casey. Oh, that's good. Oh, I'm glad that you're seeing people. I think maybe I just need to change my preferences on my feed. Because I feel like I see a lot of people that I'm not following at all. Like it just, the follow button's there. I'm like, okay, I don't follow you. So I think maybe I just need to change my settings. That would probably help a little bit. All right, we got some real twofers going here. Interesting. Very interesting. All right, we got some teefers going, friend. There's some teefers going on right here. Let's celebrate the teefers of the year. All right, so it is 4:30. I think we're probably going to call it. I need to go get me some late lunch skadoodly-doo. And you know what? Maybe I'm going to take a nap. We will see. So on Thursday, my friends, we are going to be painting a portrait from Lord of the Rings with no sketch. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to paint Gandalf the Grey or Gimli, son of Glowin. Let's find out who do be live. Seriously, thank you all so much for being here. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you, friend. I really appreciate it. I could definitely use a nap. I could use a nap skadoodly doo. Let's see who do be live. Who be live? Here's Andromeda. No safety net art. Thank you so much. iChild, Senek, Justano, Fox, Prue, Johnny. It was really nice to meet you, Johnny. Everyone else who hung out. I just really want to... Madre, I know you left. Sparrow, thank you so much. iChild, have a wonderful, helpful doodles. Thank you so much for hanging out. Please stick around for a few more minutes while we find someone to raid. Rain, let's go raid. We just raided Wheel. Oh, you know what? Let's raid Skittle. It's been a little bit since we've raided Skittle. And he popped into the stream earlier. Let's go show some love. Blue Skittle is an absolutely amazing artist. Let's do raid no E Skittle. If you guys want to come see some amazing environment art and help support just a super duper human, here's our sub raid call and our raid call. Skittle is amazing and he's just a super duper nice human. Let's run our end credits. Thank you again for all the support today. Princess Peach, sharing my art. Sparrow, thank you so much for the subbies today. We're going to dismiss those ads. And thank you as always to everyone who supports me over on the Pate Aroni with cheese. I super duper appreciate that. But yeah, thank you so much. We'll be back on Thursday for our Lord of the Rings portrait stream. And I hope everyone has a great Wednesday. And yeah, take good care of yourselves. Have some good snacks, skadoodly doos. And thank you so much again to everyone for hanging out. Much love all, and let's go see Skittle. Bye-bye!